Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good morning so far. Me personally, I'm having a pretty good morning so far. Had ate some breakfast. Woke up pretty good. Got what I needed to get done, and I'm trying a little something new on the setup. Um, Updated or up increased the bit rate a little bit, and then I also switched switched my light to face the wall, so that way it's not blaring on me. So it kind of looks like it's a little dark in my room, but I am thinking about getting some extra lighting to help negate the background since it kind of looks a little dark. But hoping to get that done this weekend, or at least try to get it started, since that would be ideal. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are having a good morning, or a good afternoon, or good evening. It's going to be us finishing chapter 14 on Imprisoned Site. Hopefully, we should be able to get that done today. And then I think we are on the integrated prison. I think that's what it's called. So we're on that next, and that'll be nice, since after that we will be moving on to chapter 15. So I'm hoping we can at least get everything. This is like the prep work. Hopefully we can get the prep work done today. That way for Thursday we can start chapter 15 right off the rip and get going on that. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun day, fun morning. All right, let me switch everything over. Let me start something. Perfect. All right. Ugh. We'll get right on into this shit. Let go. Finished up what we needed to do there. Now, I have thought about switching to controller on here, since I know you could do that. And that would be nice. That would be pretty cool. I think that would be fun, and I think that'd be different, since I think it'd be easier to do what I need to do on there. Like, turn the game volume down a little bit. Like being able to hit the buttons quicker, buttons faster, easier. So I might have to try that out next stream, maybe. We'll have to see. But I'm just kind of figuring out what I need to do, going through my stuff real quick. Dormitory's got to get done. That's got to get done. Let me actually grab this, because this will be needed. And then grab that. It's nice. Always good stuff. Waiting for round 2. It's gonna be mad more serum. Serums are always very nice, very nice. I'm glad to take them. Alright. Everything I'm doing now is just making sure I have serum. That way I can just go as soon as it's ready to roll. See, like that, 379. We're chilling now. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the hidden story of Hidden Site. Now, this should be very quick, and I'm hoping we can at least start, or get this done quick, and then move to everything else, because I think we're 73%. Yeah, this should be fairly easy. Alright, let's do it. Looking for Luna, 14-1. Oh god, I forgot about Lucia. Oh wait, Alpha? Right, that's what they call you now. It feels great, doesn't it? You're the real deal after all, so it's only right that you take the name Alpha. Oh, it's Gabriel. Okay, new voice for Gabriel. I'm about to butcher the shit out of my voice, but it's alright. We go.
Yes, there's no need to share a name with a replica.
The voices of her companions reach her ears. Lucia looks up to the empty and still rather unfamiliar city of her.
Another me. Since I've chosen another path, I should cut off all ties with my past. That settles it, Miss Alpha. Why am I looking back on the past at a time like this?
Alpha looks up, taking in the vast yet empty subterranean city. She does not feel a sense of belonging to the city at all, but as someone who's been moving in and out of the city for a long time, she feels a sense of familiarity. A rusty bridge extends out in the distance, its other ends enveloped by the fog. Even though she cannot see it, Alpha knows where the bridge leads. She casts away her original name here, in order to break with the past. Luna only gave her a silent nod regarding it when she returned.
Luna.
She repeats that name silently to herself and takes in the devastation in the distance.
Where are you? Okay, I like that Lucia and Alpha kind of like the same voice, so it kind of saves my behind a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Once the Grey Ravens begin their descent on the polyphage abyss, Roland shares the truth with her. And then...
Gabriel.
Gabriel sits out of the dark corner, still acting as courteous as ever, but when he can hardly conceal the deranged sense of menace he is giving off.
Well, he's all yours.
As Roland passes Alpha with a nonchalant smile, he leans over and lowers his voice.
I'm going to deal with Gabriel's backup. Only then will Luna be able to leave the core.
With the quick stroke of his chain blade, he leaps into the darkness of the core. By the time Gabriel moves to stop Roland, Alpha has already lunged forward with her blade out.
You betrayed Luna.
Me? No. Miss Luna is the other one who betrayed us. And you were the reason for her betrayal. You are why she has forsaken the Ascension Network. Why she has lost the power of an agent.
Luna has never betrayed any one of us.
Alpha's blade slices across Gabriel's chest, sending sparks flying everywhere. Gabriel rips off his tattered cloak, revealing the colossal mechanical stature.
You really are the biggest threat to the Ascension Network. Are you not going to save your dear sister now that the polyphage has devoured her?
I know what you're conspiring, Gabriel. You might as well have it written on your face. If I let you go now, you'll just become a larger target and a threat to Luna. I can only hope that those Grey Ravens will last long enough for me to get to her.
I can't understand why you chose to believe in those inadequate constructs. They most likely became food for the polyphage.
No. This time, I'm choosing to believe in myself and Gabriel. What I'm going to do now is destroy you. I will not forgive anyone who hurts Luna.
Alpha raises her katana, her eyes burning with fury. Alpha closes in, attempting to expose a weak spot on Gabriel with a sense of continuous strikes. Gabriel is forced back, barely managing to counter her every move with his cane. Although he is unaware that she has seriously injured her mind, Gabriel still notices that her strikes are weaker than before. Seeing a rare opening, he gives it everything he's got, abandoning defense for offense. Perfect. One of the combats giving up the defense, the battle soon will be over. Gabriel has staked everything on his battle in order to achieve the lofty goal given to him by the Ascension Network. However, as the battle goes on, Alpha's mind also gradually starts to stabilize.
No point in dragging this out any longer. Take this. Your body will provide substance for the polyphage.
Sensing that something is amiss, Gabriel immediately leaps high into the air and delivers an armor pulverizing blow in Alpha's direction. But when the dust settles, the only person on cracked ground is Gabriel. He is completely unable to lift foot, yet the Fleetfoot Alpha, his immense strength, of which has been so proud of, is useless if he cannot land a hit.
Alpha.
Gabriel's attack has left him completely open to Alpha's space-tearing strike. And with that, the battle is concluded.
I cannot fault Miss Luna relying on you.
Gabriel crawls among the ruins, dragging his broken body. His legs and wings have all become nothing but scrap metal. Alpha steps over his broken limbs and walks over to his side, raising her katana. Her katana bounces violently against the unseen wall. An irrelevant call comes from behind her, and with it, walls start to appear around them, getting thicker and thicker. Alpha pivots, turning around and slicing her katana, but she is not able to cut through them.
You've become rather weak, probably because of Luna.
You are.
Call me Von Gott. I'm an agent.
So, you are Van Gott. Alpha sheaths her katana, calmly appraising the black figure before her.
Looks like you've heard of me.
Of course. If it wasn't for your ascension underling, that incident would have never happened.
I only had bring about what the humans have been hoping all along. The Commandant, Raven, I believe. He wasn't the first to hold those beliefs, and won't be the last to die for them. I believe you've seen quite a lot of this.
I don't pity that scoundrel, but that incident caused the death of others, not just his.
All for the ascent and filtering Alpha. It's not my intention to kill humans or constructs. I'm simply running an experiment to increase the efficiency of the filtering process. Back then in Babylonia, you were furious that your comrades had to be sacrificed, but now that you become an ascendant, you are really planning to oppose the filtering. That's what I thought.
Why are you here?
For the glad tidings, of course. The punishing virus has exhibited the ability to become organic in these new life forms. They are truly a peak of perfection. This planet is undergoing a rebirth, and as an agent, I, of course, would like to bear witness to it. You're the only one who hatched the polyphage in the Red Tide, aren't you? You saved the reborn punishing virus and opened up new possibilities to the Ascent. Good job.
You approve of this?
Of course. This is a step in the evolution of the Ascent.
Vanguard's eyes are riveted in the gushing red tide below with appreciation.
Unfortunately, I came a little too late, and Luna destroyed the polyphage. The Babylonians have also arrived and will soon clear out this area. As much as I'd love to prevent this catastrophic, as long as we're unable to make a move on Babylonia, that's a thorn in our side. Wiping out individual Babylonias won't make a difference.
He shifts his gaze to the red tide, to Gabriel, who lies behind him. Struggling to crawl out from under the boulder, his hand reaches out.
Don't worry. As long as the breeder's knowledge remains, there's still hope.
He claps his hands, and the boulder pressing down on Gabriel is blown to smithereens.
Von Gott. Alpha, I'll undo the force field between you, but I have something to tell you before that. Luna has been rescued by the polyphage, and is likely to have been taken by the Babylonians. You know what this means, don't you? Can you bear the thought of having her to go through what you went through?
He smiles. With a snap of his fingers, the force field in Alpha's way dissipated. She tightens her grip on the weapon, glaring at the person standing between her and Gabriel's broken body. But ultimately, she chooses to hurry towards the abyss where the polyphage was.
Get up, breeder. I know you're loyal to Ascent. You yearn for greater power to augment your body. So I'll bestow upon you a new life and a power that is befitting of the name Gabriel. In exchange,
Ignoring the two of them, Alpha hurriedly rushes toward the polyphage, when all that remains there is Babylonian reinforcement. Whether to battle them, whether to battle them or continue searching, she still cannot find Luna. Having the humans gotten her? A feeling of unease spreads through Alpha, but it's precisely because of this that she has to search for Luna. Because she is family, her only family.
huh? Well, it's interesting to know that Alpha's technically not. She's still technically a bad guy for us, but she's also kind of like not at the same time against us. Well, against the Commandant, us at least. Just because she knows that one, we have the power to save people. Two, we can hack into their minds. And three, she's just really looking for her family, which I understand. You know, that's the only family you got. You're going to do everything you can to keep them protected and find them. All right, here we go. 14-2, Halloween Snowstorm. There's no turning back for us.
Alpha stands on the barren, scorched earth, taking in the chaos around her.
Yeah, that works. And then turn this or boom. Yeah, right there. Okay, sorry about that.
Since that incident, she's been running around Subterranean City number 75. She has left no stone unturned in her search, going through the hidden corners and path, through the ruins that only they knew about, and has even checked on the constructs that were swarming the place, but she does not find even the slightest trace of Luna. There is only one possible conclusion. Luna is not here, with the answer staring right at her face. Alpha ponders where she should go next. Where are you? As she turns the question over her head, countless memories of Luna resurface. The clearest memory is that of the moment when she leapt through the darkness, her hand outstretched. There was no girl standing on top of the white snow.
A series of campaigns that was called the Project Winter. It seemed that the task of naming it was dumped on the executor. But if the executors can come up with such methods, I should say that they really do deserve to come in name rights. Roland.
Noise and memories were jumbled together, flashing through her mind.
No, this is just noise.
Since Luna disappeared, these muffled voices have been occasionally haunting her. She looks at the wide expanse of a yellow sand before her, and her thoughts return to the past yet again.
You're saying that you became an agent. You heard a great deal of noise. That's right. What is it? Think of it as a catalyst. When I first became an agent, I didn't understand its true nature and thought the voices were telling the truth.
Luna stopped hovering and landed between the ruins.
So, it originates from a scent? No, but I can't say for sure. There's a symptom that emerges when the mind has been damaged. Of course, that is just a simplified analogy. It's actually more complicated than that. There have also been many constructs recently who opt to simulate an injury like this or to temporarily augment their power. Perhaps when you become an agent, you're fully able to comprehend it. That's no joking matter. You know I don't want to become an agent. Oh, perhaps I wanted to confirm that for myself. Then let me be frank with you. I have no interest. You're already burdened with the heavy responsibility of Ascent. If I become an agent too, who else will be there to help you? Thanks, sister. But you said that you're only becoming an agent. Will I be able to comprehend that? Ascent imparts some knowledge that it only possesses.
including long lost historical records. And it happens to be one becomes an agent.
That's right. Whoa.
Such as the humans of this planet are a disease more terrifying than a punishing virus.
Why do you think it's like that?
The noise rings incessantly in her mind, like an alarm clock going off in wee hours of the morning.
Because of that incident you caused to leave Babylonia, or because of Luna becoming an agent? Ooh, who is that?
No, these incidents were just a starting point.
The starting point.
The noise sighs that express regret.
That's enough, Gabriel. Even if you slaughter all these humans and constructs, there's no one among them that can pass the filtering.
But they'll become a threat.
As long as the source remains, they won't give up, no matter how many of them you kill. All we have to do is find the seeds guarding this place.
Understood.
Gabriel bows respectfully and vanishes into the horizon.
Something you wanted to comment on, sister?
Alpha has not opened her mouth, but Luna smiles as if she knows what she's about to say.
Do you remember the fairy tale you used to tell me? I've told you so many fairy tales. Which one are you talking about? The evil king and the elixir of life. I still believe I did that. What I did then, that was the only way forward, sister. Drinking the evil king's elixir may kill you, but this path of evolution and selection, with this, one can safeguard life from complete annihilation. Of course, that person will become just a monster, just like the evil king. But so what? Monster is a term defined by human standards. If seeing the filtering through means I'll be called a monster, I'll treat it as my crowning glory.
Will you want others to survive?
Of course. Even if I become a nefarious villain in the eyes of humans, a villain needs to become the people to subject their villainous deeds. Not only is this a wish mine, but it's also very purpose behind the sense filtering process. That's why I have to complete the Ascent's mission. But the humans who are still flesh and blood, with their deep-seated whatever the hell it's called, aren't able to even pass the preliminary filtering process by the punishing virus.
Luna turns around and gazes at the fiery red clouds in the distance. After a long time, she gently shuts her eyes.
Ooh. Perhaps it's because I hold the same beliefs as Ascent that I was chosen to become an agent.
Even as an agent, Luna does not think highly of humanity. But originally, her intention to move the filtering forward was simply to let those deserving to live continue living. Even though she has her own reasons for doing it, it was not born out of hatred and chaos. At least in the beginning, that's how it was.
Wow, are you alright? Relax. Fate has too much in store for me to let me die so quickly.
For someone like you to be talking about fate, what exactly happened?
Someone taught me a lesson. This time was a construct who brought a gift. They hid it really well. I had to give them that. Those humans who also constantly changing up their tactics. Had they come comrade to blow himself up? That's right. He didn't know what he had on him. Otherwise, I'd been able to sense that something that wasn't right. You survived the encounter? But what about him? That is a doornail. I only survived because I was far away. That guy was Roland who was working on recruiting, wasn't he? It wasn't easy to get him on board.
Even after sustaining such a large loss last time, the humans are still giving up. I try to get a glimpse of the secrets of the Ascension Network. What are they really after?
Perhaps they might diminish their constructs immune to the punishing virus. instead have their bodies augmented by it, just like an ascendant. Or maybe they simply want to be controlled an ascendant or even an agent. There's still so much they can gain from it. They are the puppet masters, having their underlings kill one another while they reap the benefits. That's their mods operandi. Although I don't know exactly what they want, how they chose their goal, but things seem to be according to plan, aren't they? It's precisely why, because of this, that we have to keep moving the filtering process forward. However, have they been obstructing our progress? People die without us knowing how. How can we even hope to offer anyone for filtering?
Miss Luna wants to keep us increasing our numbers to deal with the losses. Appropriate seeds must be found as soon as possible. For those who are not yet aware, we don't have the necessary conditions to pass the filtering. We'll have to create those conditions. If we can get ultimate power that is the impressions of these susceptible ploys, there won't be any humans standing in the way of the Ascension Network.
Yeah, call me when you find that sort of power.
Such things have become a more normal part of their daily lives. The humans' offensive lasts too long, just like the winds blowing through the abyss. And just as relentless. In comparison, being betrayed and abandoned back then was the first step into the abyss. And those hatred that indwayed them was born from being hunted down and rounded up, even more so from the unexpected traps and conspiracies, each drop of hate pulling together until it formed a river that flowed into the bottom of the abyss. At first, it was just the unusual ambushes and raid, but soon there was chances of gift being getting close to the seeds they approached. In this battle of wits, every attempt to throw the humans off their trail unintentionally provides them with ideals for improvement. As a result, their methods have become more suitable and nastier with each iteration. But for the Ascent, who are on no similar path, the memories hidden with their minds are filtered with this torment. These experiences are likely the layers of wounds inflicted upon one another. Single out any one of them, and it is simply a scar that poses no threat, a mark not forgotten by time. But now they have been accumulating for a long time, patiently waiting for the moment that will soon arrive, the straws that break their camel's back.
Looks like this is the place.
In a bid to save the new recruits who had just passed the filtering, everyone steps onto the ice-covered plains. Fresh blood stains the snowy white plains red. Researchers lay fallen all around, and the transport vehicle was torn apart in the attack.
Oh, looks like they were too late.
Roland climbs on top of the torn compartment and sees a comrade lying in a huge restraining device. Going by the traces left by the scene, he was killed by the restraining device just as he finally broke free.
How have humans been able to come up with such a terrifying device? This due to what he's capable of. I wasn't interested in seeing how he would develop over time, but given the current environment, he didn't even get a chance.
A brief silence falls over the group. Suddenly, a hulking figure lands beside them.
Miss Luna.
Oh, you've returned. How is the investigation?
This device was brought over from the Arctic Rock Union. A new military post up has been set up to the east. It's very well hidden, and there are very similar devices within. There are also a few researchers standing there.
Military post? To the east? I previously carried out reconnaissance when Alpha came here from Narwhal, but I didn't see any military posts there. Besides, people outside the ordinary folk, so why would they suddenly possess such a device? Either they had been deliberately hiding something, or someone has shared the devices or technology with them. But there's a greater likelihood that there is a combination of the two. The local residents may not be aware of this, but there's a secret hidden beneath the snowfield. And it's because they are inherently capable of that they have received these visitors who want to share their technology and devices with them. In other words, the Arctic Route Union is working with that group from before. That's right. Don't those people fish for a living? What's there to gain from working with them? A large number of corrupted emerged from the sea some time back, and the forest guards lacked the power to hold them back. As a result, they sustained some losses. I'd hazard a guess to say that they agreed to work together in exchange for materials. There aren't many of them, large human bases on these Earth these days, and even fewer are willing to take part in a plan against the Ascendants. They must be hiding something we don't know about. They wouldn't take such a huge risk otherwise, no matter how generous the reward. The military's post seems to be a merely symbol of their cooperation. There must be another hidden facility. We should investigate this facility. Otherwise, even if we destroy the military post, another more hidden post will be built in its place. Could it be that simple? What do you mean, Luna? I can only guess based on the Grey Ravens. No. Based on my sister's investigation of that incident with Ravenge, that they may have started collaborating well before setting up the military post. This incident in the military post were merely newly run tests. The foundations were already in place. That's right. No harsh environment plays a huge part in all this. There's nothing but fish and a handful of local products. They've always faced a shortage of materials. If they're really jointing doing research, what should we do?
Annihilate everyone here, of course, and nip the problem in the bud.
There's no need to go that far. The vast majority are just fishermen and are working with Kurno in exchange for the materials they need to survive. All we have to do is destroy the research facility.
Forgive me for saying this, but it was because they joined forces that we lost many good candidates. Those who could pass the filtering are few and far between. If these people were not completely annihilated, they were still pose a threat.
Alpha closed her eyes and thought of the humanoid hybrid constructs she may have met on this vast snowfield who had gone through experiences similar to hers. She thought of how they carried themselves in the face of human fear and produce, and I see great potential in the forest guards. With enough opportunities, there will definitely be some among who can pass the filtering. Sister's right. Will you continue with the previous mission? Everyone salutes Luna and hurriedly disperses, leaving only Alpha and Luna on their silent snowfield. Sister. She turns around and gives Alpha a knowing smile. I know what you want to say. Luna hovers beside Alpha, looking at the snow and a messy scene close by, and does not say anything more about it. Sister, did you meet Lucia? Yes. What did you think about her? Nothing in particular. She hasn't lost hope. That commandant looks pretty special too. Well, let her continue dreaming for a bit, at least until that day comes. All right then. The howling, frigid wind sends Luna's flowing locks behind her, and the petite figure sways in the wind. That's funny. Alpha closes the gap and takes Luna's arm. We found the military post. Next up is the task of finding the other hidden facility. Leave this to me, will you? While investigating clues in the military post, she has a surprising encounter in the snow.
Lucia, you're still alive! Wait, no. Such concentration in the punishing virus. Has she become corrupted? Whoa, wait a minute. Morai, Zune. The corrupted spoke? It's a long story. Don't get too close to me or you'll be infected too. She is secretly suppressing the punishing virus within her body while warning them, trying to prevent the virus from spreading to the two of them. Why are you here? Oh, they said that there was something strange with the corrupted numbers here and sent us to find what the problem was in return to obtaining clues. Lucia, do you want to return to Babylonia with us? No, I have no place there anymore. there was no news for a long time after you said you wanted to be recalled. I thought you were already. There was some technical issues I heard.
Morale scratches his head, slightly embarrassed, but able to hide the mirth within his voice.
There have been a lot of casualties recently. It's getting very hard to create custom frames, and there are versions issues as well. But the higher ups said that they had to activate us at all costs, so as to investigate what happened then. However, they haven't been able to solve the issue version. And with the lack of manpower, they had no choice but to sign some contracts with the humans on Earth and rope them in to help. Contract? Do you mean to say that there are people here who are able to support the research on Babylonia?
Hearing what could be a clue, Alpha tightens her grip on her weapon, and her voice takes on a serious tone.
I don't know much about the research technology, but I did wake up in the military post over there. Agreeing on a contract and awakening us, those things we've heard from researchers inside. They've also had to stay temporarily in the military post for tests, and to work on them for some simple missions. Morale and Exune don't know much about this either.
Looking at the good-natured smile that Morale always has on, Alpha reaches her grip on the hilt, who releases her grip on the hilt of her katana.
Oh, it's great that we're able to wake up again, but we don't have any clues about what those boss wanted us to investigate. Yeah, we were attacked during recall, and the data transfers were incomplete. We can't fully remember what happened during the incident. Do you remember what happened back then? If we can't go back to Babylonia, at least tell us what really happened. Alright.
She suppresses the joy in her heart as she shares the buried pieces of memory with her long-lost comrades.
That's crazy work, though. To think that something like this actually happened. They also made a copy of Lucia before I left, so you might see her if you go back to Babylonia. Another Lucia? Well, anyway, Lucia, you're really a sentimental person, aren't you?
He chuckles as he puts his hand behind his head and relaxes. Seeing the familiar action, Alpha cannot help but feeling a tinge of some nostalgia. She still remembers how Zune was severely reprimanded during military inspection for not standing up straight.
Those things around your neck, those are name tags? Wow. And the coding. The Team Exania on the backers went away. Sentimental. No. This was just to remind me to never forget what happened.
Zune was unfazed despite the hateful tone in her words, and kept his good humor.
Oh, really? Well, that sounds like sentimentality to me. By the way, can I have a look at my old tag? I'm feeling a bit sentimental here.
He chuckles as he removes his current name tag and walks towards Alpha, as if to make an exchange.
You're getting closer. Aren't you afraid of getting infected? Don't be a stranger now. It's just for one bit. Morale, you want to see it too, don't you? Yeah.
The two approach Alpha with complete trust, reaching out to take their name tags from her an extended hand. But it was then that Alpha fell into a disciple.
Ooh, a trap? That's crazy work.
The joy in reuniting with her comrades was merely an illusion. Recalling is but false hope, implanted to convince troops to keep advancing bravely. But like a stone towed in the deep lake, there has not been any signs from the other side. The two teammates standing there before her were merely an AI hologram recording, a program that has existed since the Golden Age, when people used to remember those who were passed on. As the illusion fell to pieces, so too did Alpha's euphoria, and all that was eventually left was multiple force fields binding her.
That's crazy work. If someone just sees me using my dear friends, I'll definitely take your bleeding hearts and stuff them somewhere else. When did you get here? These monsters are just our enemies. Just look at the corrupted and the punished virus. Whether they have feelings, it don't matter. In order to survive, we must continue our research with these methods. If we are able to live to see the next daylight, sacrifices are unavoidable. Instead of sympathizing with the enemy, why don't you have to look at your material research for next month?
Sorry, Director Kaplan.
Continue your work. It's too late to turn back now. I don't even know what kind of voice I just did there, but oh well. 14-3. Into thin air. Damn, so all this was just an illusion the entire time? That's crazy work.
Opening her eyes after the brief memory, Alpha clenches her left fist.
How many memories did I lose? Or did you see in my mind, Lucia?
The mission from Ascent, or the pitiful wish of those wishing to ascend, but reaching a dead end, or could it even be those specific traps by the humans? But more likely, she had only caught a few scattered fragments in a hurry. Besides that incident, Lucy would surely recall Alpha has other countless memories of nights when she was fed up with the senseless sacrifices.
But the killing did not stop at the end of the living. Even the memories for those who have passed on, the hints of warmth they left behind, were brutally destroyed.
That is the only thing she cannot forgive.
That was when it started, wasn't it?
Suddenly, Alpha hears a noise from her head. She shakes her head.
You were gradually robbed of everything you had ended up with nothing. But it was because of this that the Ascendants began their subsequent operations. Heading to Point Long to steal Hoxu was the top of the main culprit hiding in Eden's shadow. Although they each had their own research and reasons for doing this.
The crackling noise echoes in the hearing module. As Luna said, the noises serve as a catalyst, constantly stirring up thoughts buried deep in the mind and amplifying ill will. Alpha knows that strong emotions are based on the Ascent. Only with them can one obtain the energy of the Ascension Network.
Be the newest agent and gain the strength and keep advancing. I don't need it.
Alpha is not fully sure why she received an invitation from the Ascension Network. It could be due to a factor she possesses, or a combination of conditions, or whatever it is. It does not matter to her, because she will reject it anyways.
You don't have anything left. No family, no comrades. How will you take on so many enemies by yourself? How will you save Luna?
Alpha does not respond. She ignores the agitating noises and makes for areas she has not searched. Even if it was swarming with enemies, there is not much hope. She would still continue searching. Suddenly, a transport craft with the Babylonian insignia lands a distance away. The hatch opens up, and a person walks out.
Sun's concentration of the punishing virus. An Ascendant?
No.
He isn't connected to the Ascent. Why did he come here alone?
Once the transport craft departs, Alpha follows him, suspiciously. She sees him approaching his comrades.
Oh, it was Alpha. Are they here from the remnants of the Red Tide? Or to search for Luna?
She dodged into the ruins to the side north in order to continue observing the four.
What's that? Huh? Someone running behind us?
Kamo looks back, and the barren land is devoid of life.
Let's go check it out. That figure ran off to the west, right in our direction of our target. We also need to check for any signs of the Red Tide. Leave it to me. The terrain here is too difficult to differentiate. Come on, we can split up after we reach our target. Okay. That's not the Grey Ravens.
From the shadows, Alpha watches the four of them from a distance and sees them holding a detector. It seems they are looking for something in this barren land.
They found the remnants of the Red Tide below.
The sewers below, to be abandoned before they were taken over by the Red Tide. There was such a simple reason for their abandonment. Underground City 75 was spread out, and the sewers fell in despair a long time ago, resulting in collapse every now and then. Many places like this, where people do not usually exit or visit in Underground City 75. But to find Luna, Alpha had decided to search every nook and cranny. When Lognice descends, Alpha has just concluded her investigation on the surface. With the newly obtained clues, she returns on the ground to recommence her search. A violent shaking comes from the surface in the intense heat that can be felt from the walls below. Although Alpha, who is trailing the task force, has anticipated what will happen, she cannot help remembrance when the tremors and searching heat hit. Just as she plans to continue reading trailing them, she hears a sound waves in the distance. It looks like the humans didn't manage to completely get rid of the red tide. She listens carefully for the direction of the gushing red tide. She realizes that it has only lasted a moment before being drowned out by the shaking earth. The amount of red tide has decreased and it's coming from... Figuring out that the sound is coming from unknown areas, Alpha quickly chases after it. Just as she is about to arrive at the spot, she finds a way forward blocked by a thick stone wall.
Oh, does this interest you? I've told you before that the only thing behind this wall is the abandoned sewers that might collapse at any moment. No different from an agent who has lost her strength.
Ignoring the noise in her mind, Alpha conducts a quick search and finds the control panel to a secret door in the corner. This area was recently submerged by the red tide and shouldn't have been discovered by the humans. If the red tide has escaped to this place, it is likely the agent and Gabriel are also here. Who knows? Perhaps it might also be the Ascensions under his command. No matter how strong you are, you have no chance of taking on so many opponents at once. If Vanguard and Gabriel are there, Luna might be in there too. Besides, useless. There's a definite chance of victory. I'll avoid any battles with them. The clamoring noise falls silent once more. Alpha pushes open the narrow secret door without hesitation and squeezes sideways into the sewers. The red tide pools together on uneven ground. It is now a watery liquid, a far cry from its previous vicious state. Even so, there is not enough here to reach Alpha's ankles. Alpha continues her exploration in silence, and she is soon met by the hetero creatures she had never seen.
Are these Gabriel's creations? Do you know Mr. Gabriel?
A young girl she has never seen appears in the shadows, asking Alpha with a soft voice. Her breath is weak, and she is one with the hetero creatures around her. Alpha has not even sensed her presence.
Is he here? Yes, it seems you're the person he mentioned.
The girl does not seem to hold any ill will toward her. Who are you?
Who? I'm Mr. Vanguard's subordinate. My name is Cindric.
What an unsurprising answer. Alpha walks towards the girl in the shadow to see her face more clearly.
Do you wish to destroy this place?
No, I have no interest in senseless destruction.
Thank you.
She gave a slight bow to Alpha in greeting.
But we can't let the humans land at this place yet. I trust you. You're an ascendant. I won't stand in your way. What? This is the task Mr. Vanguard has given me. I'm not to leave any entrance or exits open here unless in extraordinary circumstances. I beg your understanding. As you wish. If you're here, does that mean the agent is here too? No, Mr. Vanguard only comes when necessary.
Alpha appraises the girl in front of her, trying to figure out from her expression if she is lying. But the girl's face remains unchanging, and she could tell well to be an answering machine. She does not reveal any additional information. However, there seems to be an ember of insanity burning in the depths of her amber eyes, but it is hidden by a vein of politeness, making it difficult to see. Based on her experience, Alpha sees that there is some similarities between this girl and Gabriel, but within the similarity are some essential differences.
What do you do here? Study.
Cinderlick is not lying. Neither has she changed the topic. Rather, she has chosen to tell a half-truth.
Looks like she's more troublesome type.
She does not ask any more questions. She passes Cinderlick, preparing to head into the darkness.
Where are you going? To find someone. There are some places you cannot go. And if I insist.
Cinderlick looks at Alpha without responding, but the answer has been made clear in silence. The goal is now to look for Luna. It is better to avoid unnecessary battles and find clues from places she can go. But judging by her observation of Cinderlick's abilities, she would have not been a tough opponent.
How about forcing my way through and continuing to investigate the forbidden area?
Just as she was contemplating this, a figure leisurely sauntered over.
Von Gut. It's her.
The noise recognizes the figure and speaks calmly, as if approaching figure was insignificant. Alpha turns around to see a female slowly turning the corner. She keeps looking around her. She sees Alpha in front of her and cheerfully greets her. In her hand is an unidentifiable iris. Although Alpha does not sense any danger coming from her, she is still wary of the stranger.
Oh, who's this?
Who are you?
And what are you doing here?
Seeing that Alpha does not respond, she turns around to look curiously at Cinderlick standing in the corner. Seeing that Alpha does not respond, she tilts her head to look at Cinderlick standing in the corner. Their mundanity and normalcy in the words have left Alpha unable to answer. She glances at Cinderlick, who also does not seem to understand what is going on.
Looks like you're not one of Von Gut's ascendants. An agent. What is your name? What the fuck? Never mind, not who I thought it would be. Okay, now let me know who she is. If you acquire a name, call me by that. You may call me that. If neither one of you knows where the exit is, I'll continue my search. I apologize for interrupting your conversation.
She waves at the two while holding Iris and saunters off.
There's another agent here. So if I attack Cinderdick, it may attract her attention. I have no greater priorities, so it's better to be cautious.
Alpha does not stay any longer. She turns around and disappears down the sewers without looking back. Alpha looks up from the flashbacks to see a squad having fun in the distance.
How carefree of them.
Instantly, she recalls the memory fragments she saw in her mind, memories from the other of her. Constructs have the Commandant's full respect, and the Grey Ravens are no longer just weapons for in battle. In fact, there's even a sense of camaraderie between them. If humans had aspired to peace and compassion like the Grey Ravens and the squad before her, perhaps the catastrophe would not have happened in the first place. But those are purely hypothetical ideas. In reality, the constructs are stuck in a quagmire and are forced to swallow the mud they are choking on. Before they could even consider issues like equality and oppression, they had to first survive. Those who pass the filtering understand that should a day come when the punishing virus is no longer a threat, the only beings left in this world will be constructs.
But humans are all who steal flesh and blood. With the deep sea to produce, aren't even able to pass the preliminary filtering process by the punishing virus. That's why no one ever mentioned one of the sources of human evil, arrogance.
Alpha tightens her grip on the katana's hilt and tries to shut off the capone with noises that emerges successfully in her mind. Suddenly, Chrome receives an anomalous encrypted message in his terminal.
I didn't know what's on Luna. You'd send a message like that.
Chrome examines the metadata for any possible clues, but has not been scrubbed clean.
There's no way to trace the sender. Our top priority is to find the red tide. There's no time to waste. We may not be able to trace it, but I'm sure you have a pretty good idea who sent it.
Chrome furrows his eyebrows, thinking about the current state of Pop and P. Although he has speculated that it might be someone who was looking for Luna, it would be foolish to probe for information this way.
I think it's someone who worried about Grey Raven. Grey Raven? Oh, so it was Alpha who sent the message. Oh shoot, what's going on, CRN9E? I know. I'm doing my narration. Hope I'm doing a good job.
Alpha furrows her brows when she hears that name.
Are you worried about them? They're fairly perfect candidates for ascent. Even though they foiled your plans so many times, I've stood in their way loads of times too. There's no need for resentment when opposing sides are in conflict, because they aren't set in stone. Grey Raven, what happened to them? I heard something from my father before I left. Pop and P not only violated military orders, but is voicing accusations on harboring an ascent. Harboring an ascent? How's that possible? Looks like that Commandant is quite similar to a certain somebody, unable to resist the temptation of power. Choosing to connect an agent is a death sentence. You seem to have forgotten that Pop and P was even able to withstand the corruption of Hoxu's mind. Of course, the Commandant would be able to withstand the issue that coming with connecting to an agent. What does that mean? The Commandant's confined treatment is just an excuse? You know about that. No wonder you haven't got much sleep recently. I just wanted to how to treat Pop and P. After all, I still owe the Commandant. But it didn't take me long to realize that it wasn't that simple. Grey Raven still doesn't know the whole story. If they did, they would rather have their memories checked than let Pep and P be charged. Therein lies the problem. Lucia being closest to Pop and P, then all lost consciousness toward the end. So there isn't any proof to exonerate Pop and P. Unless someone confirms the target's whereabouts, they're going to be monitored indefinitely and prohibited from performing missions. Besides Pop and P, who else would you know about Luna's whereabouts? At least this means Luna isn't in Babylonia. That reminds me. Hazu looked like he had something weighing on his mind this morning. There might be some oddities as well.
Seeing that Kamui wants to question, Wan Shi Chrome sticks out his hand to end the conversation.
It's not the place for chit-chat. Our top priority is the mission. Save it for when we're back in Babylonia. Grey Raven. So, that's why they went on this mission. If Pop and P knows what happened to Luna, Babylonia is using monitoring as a cover to protect the Commandant. If not, are you choosing to trust humans?
Alpha is silent for a moment.
I just don't want to ignore a possibility. If Pop and P really doesn't know what happened to Luna, then this was planned by the humans. A Commandant who can connect to agents will only endanger ascendants and agents. As long as Pop and P, Lucia, and the Grey Ravens are loyal to Babylonia, Luna won't be safe from their future plans. But when you questioned Lucia in the mine, didn't you hold a faint hope that she could provide another possible path for Luna? Hope. Ha! Those words were just a reminder to not be so naive. Whether or not she's ever thought about this is not an issue. She will never allow Luna to coexist. But do you believe she will save Luna? Because I know myself, I never stand in the sidelines even if I didn't remember Luna. At the very least, I'd try to make contact once. Besides, Grey Raven's mission was to destroy the polyphage. If they hadn't pulled Luna out, they wouldn't have been able to complete their mission.
The strikeout squad started talking again, and the noise fell silent once more.
Looks like those carefree fellas have found the right passage. You want to help them? There are places in the sewers I've never been to. I could wait for them to draw Sinalik and Navon gets attention and sneak in. Besides, if they return alive, Babylonia will know what's happening here. Babylonia will then turn their attention to him, making it more convenient for me to take action.
Alpha dashes into the pervasive smoke, and her last sentence is lost in the wind. Lucia, no matter what choice Papa P makes or what the Commandant has to face, you'll be pushed and shoved until you are standing on the starting point.
Interesting. Well, at least now we know that it was Alpha who was tagging Strikehawk team. And it was very interesting to know that her mind is kind of getting hit with different people. And on top of that, she's kind of worried about the Commandant in a sense, but only because she knows that she can use him for a sense, and maybe because we can help find Luna. So, all right, 14-4, meet again.
Alpha leaps into the fumes, and those in the distance also notice some movement. Alpha quickly darts into the sewers to avoid any contact with them. Based on my last exploration, this end of the tunnel leads to Sinalik in the cultivation pod,
While the other has the pit drops to a lower level.
She raises her katana and dashes in the direction of the pit, but comes upon a sturdy lock. How annoying. Alpha slashes her weapon, and a crack just large enough for one person appears. Give me a hand. She grabs the fish-shaped tadpole creature floating around her, then leaps onto the narrow passage below. Well, they're pretty useful after all. She lets go of the two fish-shaped tadpole creatures, slowly making their way into the passage, but one gets stuck in the crack because they try to get out at the same time, thrashing their tails. Now, there are two places I haven't searched yet. Alpha walks briskly toward her target. Is this? In front of her is a medium-sized reservoir. The red tide surges within, forming a large vortex. At the center of the mechanical apprentice, pumping the red tide through the sewer pipes like a heart. Is this the transport core of the red tide? As to where it's being transported to, Alpha has a rough idea. It's being sent there? While exploring the sewers, she found a strange room filled with plants. Poking around the room, Alpha notices that there is a passage hidden under a red tree.
Okay, so she gets here way before they do. That's crazy shit.
She wanted to head down for a look, but Sindalik's sudden appearance threw a wrench in her plans. Although she is not sure, she has scoured almost the entirety of the area, with only the hidden room remaining unexplored. Looks like that's the most suspicious place.
But I better do a thorough search of this place before leaving.
Alpha frowns, looking for a safe area for which to dive into the red tide vortex. Alpha hears a familiar voice from behind and turns around, trying to make out the shadowy figure blending into the darkness. Roland? Alpha cautiously walks towards the darkness to confirm her suspicion.
Don't come any closer.
His voice trembles slightly, and his voice module shows traces of damage.
I look horrible right now. Don't want to startle my audience, you know. What are you doing here? What else? I'm here for the same purpose as you. You're also looking for Luna. That's right. To tell you the truth, I just came from below. No luck either, eh? I've searched every nook and cranny, but other than some hazardous items, there's nothing else down there. It seems that Luna's not here, but whatever this is good or bad news is hard to say.
The two fell silent amidst the sound of running water in the background. You're still alive. Does that mean that you've dealt with Gabriel's backup?
Of course. Did you see Luna? Unfortunately, took everything I had to defeat her. Don't give me that look. Even Luna had trouble dealing with it.
Roland laughs awkwardly with his damaged voice module. If Luna found it hard, how could you possibly handle it? Roland, I suspect that you've been hiding the true strength. Even while I was in the mind, I suspected that. Why were you able to hold off Grey Ravens?
You don't have to be on guard against me. It's only because I'm grown. I'm no longer the same as you before. I've been hiding my true strength, but it's Babylonia that I'm hiding it from. If I showed my true power, even from the beginning, that would have changed the tactics they've used against me now. The reason I was able to deal with someone like that, even Luna had trouble doing with, is easy. I watched her grow up. I'm familiar with her battle tactics. Gabriel wasn't proud of it, and the sisters he trained because they were able to replicate the enemy's attack. But a replica is only an imitation after all, and she wasn't able to differentiate a good move from a bad one. During the Golden Age, there was a joke about how to prevent kittens from learning how to open the door. The reason I was able to defeat her was easy. It's just like a joke implied. Using meaningless battle tactics to mislead the opponent. No. It's more cunning than that. And for that, I have to thank you. I prepared a disguise in advance to mislead her into thinking what the wounds she gave me were more self-inflicted during the battle to strengthen myself. She was skeptical at first, but once I cut my left arm off, she finally started to imitate my behavior. Most people have a hard time defeating a learning machine, especially one that can quickly surpass the original. Well, unless she has a terrible teacher like me, that is.
Roland's voice is almost drowned out by the cunning of the red tide. He gives a dry laugh and pauses for a bit, but as if his stamina could no longer support the chit-chat and laughter like before.
As for the connection between you and Lucia, in my mind, or that the battle of the Great Ravens and me, it wasn't actually a real battle. After our talk, I temporarily retreated and prepared a little gift to delay them and stood on the sidelines, waiting. I had planned out to use it to delay you, but at least it came in handy.
Where will you go next?
Please allow me to keep that to myself for now.
Oh? Fine then. She turns around, her back in the shadows standing behind the machine, and starts to walk out.
Hold on.
Alpha stops but does not turn back.
If Luna's disappearance is related to Lucia, after all,
will you keep on searching for her?
Luna has always yearned for... Roland, I know what you're about to say and what you want to say.
Even if Luna wavers in her responsibility to assent and loses sight of what she wants,
I'll still know what it is she wishes for. I've never brought it up because this will never come true. We are ascendants, and we can't place our hopes in Babylonia. Nor can we count on Lucia and her commandant, who we know nothing about. I wouldn't doubt us. Hold on now. We've done some incredible things. I've done some incredible things. You give me some credit. I do what needs to be done. I give that hope. After all, you guys are the originals. I'll make damn sure.
Unless the Grey Ravens have changed their position,
I know what happened in the Arctic that was last straw for her. But to get to that goal, we need time to prepare.
Roland seems to have murdered something from behind the machine, but his words were swallowed by the whirling vortex. This space has been destroyed, and there's a term from Babylonia on the upper level.
They should have countered the other agent by now. It is now up to him to settle the score for the accumulated conflicts with the humans. I'll also be able to get out of this mess and continue my search for Luna. In any case, the heap of problems that was piling up collapsed during the battle. When the remaining issues have been resolved, I shall take Luna away from her to fulfill her true desire. Although you have learned things you shouldn't have, we still have a chance to fix this because of you. Is this, your way of saying thank you?
Take it as you will.
How heartless. I've searched through the sewers. Are you still planning to look for Luna here? I have some unfinished business. In that case, good luck. Hasta luego.
Interesting. Here we go. Crossing path.
And we'll get to play as Lucius or Alpha.
Bidding Roland farewell, Alpha returns to the upper level to where she came in from, walking in the direction she guesses they headed in. She steps into a wrecked greenhouse.
It wasn't Sinalik they encountered.
She looks around, and judging by the indicators, a destructive bomb must have taken place here. This could have not been the work of a petite girl. Her assessment stems from her understanding of Cinderla's battle style, but her character. There is no way the girl would have allowed the secret hidden to be destroyed in battle.
Looks like they're no longer here.
Stepping over the debris covering the ground, Alpha prepares to leave the greenhouse when she feels a menacing horror from behind. She stops and grips the hilt of her katana, indicating that the person should show themselves.
Oh, good observation. Von Gut. It's been a while. It's only been a few days. You've been lingering around here for quite some time. Is there something you can't let go of? If it's because of Luna, I can promise you she's not here. But if it's Gabriel you're after, I have no interest in a piece of trash who needs to depend on Ascent. Oh?
Hearing this, his interest peaks, and he praises Alpha, who stands before him. He quickly finds what he's looking for and nods in satisfaction.
Looks like you received an invitation from the Ascent. You're not going to accept it. Becoming an agent will grant you the blessing of the Ascent, which will make your road ahead a lot smoother. It's not just blessings. Ascent also gets you into deep trouble. If you're afraid of trouble, why not drop everything and disconnect from the Ascent? You of all people should know that once you connect to Ascent, there's no way to disconnect on your own. But I heard you received some interesting data. If you're referring to this thing shown left behind, it's incomplete. What a shame. I suggested in the hopes you would be able to use it to stray out of trouble. All I need to do is stay away from the additional trouble. My link to the Ascent is also linked to Luna, so as long as I'm in Ascent, I'll know she's still alive and safe somewhere. What a solid bond. To think that the kinship can obstruct progress to such an extent. Since you're all sent on finding Luna, why did you stay and let those Babylonian rats in? Why ask when you already know the answer to that? I was hoping you'd give me a different answer.
With the mocking expression, he walks towards the other end of the greenhouse.
More fed is required to grow the red tide. I'll take this as your token of kindness. Oh yes, and while you may have no interest in Gabriel, the reverse isn't true. I've already repaired his frame, and he has left his knowledge of red tide breeding to Sinalik. Do you want your conflict once and for all here?
Alpha surveys the old haunt she is about to say goodbye to while waiting for Gabriel to arrive. In this familiar environment, her thoughts take her back to the past.
The military base has been destroyed, but their plan is still in motion. There's proofs that the real base is hidden somewhere.
I found an underground laboratory in the Arctic, but the research there has nothing to do with the Ascendants. It's most an accumulation of past research. I'm quite interested in Ambria. Can I have her? Go ahead and see if there are any clues we missed while you're at it. No, as long as those people are safe and high above the paradise, they will continue to send their pawns down. No matter how many times their base is destroyed, their plan will never cease. Rather than continue investigation, perhaps we should take down the root cause, Babylonia.
The girl looks down at the pool, people below her seat, her usual peaceful gaze now burning with fury. Her rage throbs within the mind, hiding the traces of pain.
Not only will this solve a long-standing problem, we'll also get more candidates for the filtering. After all, most of the seeds are in Babylonia. Interesting.
What follows this decision is a bloody battle. On the night of Hoxie was taking from Kualung, Alpha finds Luna alone in the ruins.
Why did you have me let Lucia go? She is powerless and will only be used by others again. Why not let me kill her right here and then? If they use the data taken from me to improve Lucia's frame, the odds against us would be greater. I told you the reason. But there's a part you haven't mentioned. I could say the same for you. When you wanted to make her an ascendant, you made the same face. It's for one reason alone that I stopped you from killing her. I don't want to see you regret it. What do you mean by that? What did you say? Maybe you haven't realized it yourself, sister, but you do hold just a little bit of anticipation. Anticipation? Perhaps you'd like to see how far your other self, who remains solid in her path, can go. Taking the road you've never taken on your behalf.
The girl floats above the barren land, gazing at the night sky above with a slightly bitter smile on her face.
Interesting. That's why you didn't want to see her turn into an ascendant. But should she learn the truth one day and undergo the filtering, what will you do, sister? Interesting.
Contemplating the question Luna left her, Alpha's attention is derived by Gabriel's footstep in the distance. The two silently face each other, unsheath their weapons, and tighten their grip.
Damn, no words were said. They immediately just ready to fight. Let's end it here, Gabriel.
One good has bestowed upon me new strength. Alpha, I have surpassed my previous limits. If you're willing to serve the Ascension Network again, I'll consider you letting you leave for old time's sake.
But Alpha sneers at Gabriel's attempt to persuade her.
Is rambling a side effect of this power you speak of?
Since you're not in the mood to negotiate, show me what you've got.
Oh yeah. Alright, Alpha, let's kick his ass. Holy shit. Look at this. Oh yeah. Just like that, we already got him into his new form. Ooh, I'm kicking his ass. He ain't really doing shit. Oh shit. I spoke too soon. There we go, he's down. Ooh, cutscene? Ooh, okay. Motherfucker just runs away. What the fuck? But her look is a menace to society. So that's interesting, chat. Knowing that they let Lucia live because she wants to see what she can do from the other path. So the path that this Alpha took, they want to see what Lucia will take, go in the opposite direction. That's crazy work. Not gonna lie, crazy work. Okay, hold on. I gotta use the restroom and get my water. So I shall be right back. All right, chat, I'm back. I would say I think we're almost done with the story. What are we on? 60%? Yeah. So 63%. We're getting close. We should be able to finish it then. All right, within this next maybe half an hour. But yeah, we've been going for what, an hour 24? Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. We're on pretty good pace. For anyone who's new here, welcome. We are finishing up chapter 14, and then we should be starting on the extra story that's need to get done before we move to chapter 15. So I'm hoping to get the prep work done today. At least try to start to it, and then hopefully by Thursday we can start chapter 15. So let's get this done. 14-6. Martyrs. Martyr, whatever the hell it's called. Gabriel, you're not escaping this time. I was just saying, ain't no way she gonna let that slide. And we just running. She's just running. I know you were here.
Gabriel was making his way forward to the dark sewers, heavily injured.
You've relied too much on ascent and have forgotten the most important aspect of combat.
She splashes around through the tunnel, heading toward him.
You may be strong, but it counts for nothing if you can't hit your target. And now you're heading back to the agent to beg for his help.
Alpha draws her katana in a cold glint dance along the length of the blade, reflecting the glistening light.
I won't let you escape again.
How foolish.
With some difficulty, Gabriel uses his cane to prop himself up.
Humans' their despicable behavior have always been the bane of our existence. If we do not turn to the great power of the Ascension Network for help, how would the world be saved?
The purpose of filtering is to allow qualified seeds to live on, but you devoured them to steal the power for yourself.
She does not wait for a response. The flash of Gabriel bring her blade down on his cane, sending sparks flying to reflect in Alpha's eyes and angry embers.
Alpha, I thought you would of all people would have understand the value of the polyphage.
Gabriel draws the punishing virus in the red tide below him to his hand, instantly boosting his strength. Before his cane can break Alpha's katana, she hurriedly retreats out of range.
Only with the abyss power can we eradicate the humans and protect ourselves against the despicable actions.
Alpha grips the hilt of her katana with both hands and thrusts at Gabriel at lightning speed. Just as Gabriel is about to retaliate, she abruptly changes her position and drives her blade sideways into Gabriel's back of his shoulder. The blade has damaged the body he is so proud of, but no liquid flows from the metal. Gabriel staggers and swings his cane in Alpha's direction with his working arm. Their weapons clash again, and Gabriel's first quick 3 strikes are blocked by the katana. Just before Gabriel can deliver his final immobilizing swing, however, Alpha flashes out of range.
Haven't you learned your lesson from what happened in the Arctic? Only those with sufficient power have the right to forge the new world of tomorrow.
But there's no absolutely nothing in your world tomorrow.
Alpha responds as she stabs at Gabriel's chest from the right. He quickly flies up, avoiding the attack, though the low swing limits his movement.
The main reason Luna wants to move the filtering forward is because she believes it's the only way to preserve the life of at least some people. When the filtering is complete, the weak will be corrupted in the punishing virus, while the ascendants will bring new beginning to the world. Although I have no interest in the filtering, nor in the scent, I support the future she's chosen. And you're just a lunatic who claims to serve Ascent in the filtering, but really wants to consolidate the power for himself. How are you any different from the humans?
She sheathed her katana and strides towards Gabriel, concentrating all her energy into the tip of her blade.
If we were to get more power from the Ascension Network, the humans would have no choice but to surrender. To reach this goal, any sacrifice is worth it.
A deposit with insatiable craving for the power has but one end, to be torn apart by those under your thumb. I'll say this again. The road you've chosen is but one ending, absolutely nothing.
It seems we can't come to a coincidence. Well then, give me everything you've got. Just as how I loathe your ridiculous feelings, you too wish to deny my ideals and aspirations.
Red circus course through Gabriel's body, turning his wings blood red. As he hovers, each flap of his wings causes the unstable walls around him to tremble.
I stake everything on my burning ambition.
The red light bursts outwards, causing the surrounding walls to collapse in the smoke of harsh light. It is difficult to dodge the devastating move in the confines of a narrow space, so there is only one possible ending. Gabriel looks down at the dust and smoke, thinking of what someone told him.
I'll prove my actions that you were wrong.
Just as he is turning around to leave, the magnitude of shimmering blade-like beams burst forth from where Gabriel's attacks were concentrated, shooting toward the gloating angel high above. The beams tear through him, sending him plummeting.
That's a crazy scene, bro. Look at her downplaying on that shit.
Once the dust settles, Alpha finds Gabriel remains among the destroyed walls. His mechanical parts lie beneath. The pale white light. The energy is not yet dissipated, causing them to twitch among the rubble. The word immortality was carved into his body, was torn apart by the blade beam, whispering its master's unfinished ambition. Those memories of the past buried deep and never talked about. Those long-held aspirations produced an unspoken feelings. All have died together with the unknown origins of his name. The remnants of what was once an angel struggles in the death throes, forcing his last hoarse words through the damaged voice module.
Not long before filtering. Soon. Born.
But he has not even finished his last words before using the last bit of energy, he returns to a deathly stillness. Alpha does not say anything and leaves for her next destination.
That's fucking wild. Just kills him and just moves on.
Her silvery hair flutters in the wind, revealing the team insignia that is usually obscured by her long hair and rarely noticed. If the filtering that is sent has implanted the meant to be accompanied by the blood and battle, the path Gabriel has chosen ultimately led to his funeral. Did he fall victim to his own beliefs on a path he chose? Farewell, you crazy martyr. A brief breeze wafts through the sewers, lifting the helm of Alpha's outfit, and the darkness gradually envelops her figure.
That's crazy good story writing right now.
While no one may know from whence the wind blows or where it is headed, there will always be traces of what existed here. After Alpha has disappeared into the distance, a golden-eyed girl quietly hugs the head that once stored Gabriel's memory.
Damn, she was watching. 14-7. Go to fight.
That is the information Alpha cornered out of the hiding mermaid by pressing her katana against her throat the night before the final plan was executed.
Damn, is she putting this against fucking Lamia?
At the same time, Luna learns the location of the experimental high ultra energy antenna cluster. Lamia, returning from the Arctic, shares the same fact Hoxu did.
The Project Winter. This name again. Yes, everything related to the plan has been transferred to the depths of the laboratory. Looks like it's exactly how you said it would be, Hoxu. The Project Winter is the reason the antenna cluster is in the laboratory.
She transfers the name list she has received to Hoxu.
So, this new clue from Lamia, can you give me some information? Checking related records complete. The relevant personnel record has been found. A search has returned from the target's activity records. Cut to the chase. The information is consistent with the individual's name, Lamia. Copland remains active as an organizing to transfer the items of the underground laboratory. Based on the contents of its size message in the target, it's presumed that it's seeking information on the other deceased individuals from an encrypted address in Babylonia. These include the previously researched records of the Ron and On, as well as Revenge and Hero. Lamia, don't tell anyone about this. Are you going alone? Yes. Let them think I went to pick something up. Forgive me for saying this, but they will get suspicious. In that case, let them stay here with their questions. Why do you have to go alone? I don't want to get new problems. There's still a lot of plans for you in that area, don't you? Besides, there's no need for my sister to know about what comes after the plan.
She lowers her head, ruminating the consequences keeping it from Alpha will bring.
That's crazy. So basically, she just went to go pick something up, or went to go somewhere, said it went to go pick something up, and just dipped out of the face of the world. Now Alpha's looking like, what the fuck? And Lamia knows where she's at. Oh, yeah, because she did go to the Arctic alone. Given her way of doing things, she won't let me go to the Arctic alone either, will she? In that case, let her intercept the forest guards. After the battle at Point Long, she definitely has questions for Rosetta. You seem irritated. If it's stupid things as always, you wouldn't be making that expression. Does it have anything to do with what Hoxie showed you? Sister. Yes. The Institute brought back some memories from my past.
Alpha remains silent for a moment. Obviously, she knows what Luna meant by her past. The underground laboratory is used to imprison Embria. It is an expression of the desire and arrogance, just like the military post. But unlike the military post, this debt is owed by the Arctic Route Union. When Ambria fell into deep slumber, the area should have gone to the forest guards. The Ascendants need not have intervened. And that military post was destroyed through a combined effort when Alpha broke free. With Lamia's intervention, the plan against the Ascendants was no longer feasible, and the parties ceased their cooperation. At least, that was what was assumed to have happened.
It's now in ruins. I understand why you feel this way, but that wasn't the smartest course of action. You don't need to worry about me, sister. No one can shake the power of the Ascent. Not one person, not as a group. I wouldn't state the obvious. Destroying that institute can't change the past. It will only affect your mood. Do what you want. Did you want something from them? I only did what I wanted to do.
Luna hovers next to her sister and gazes off at the ruins in the distance.
I'm not interested in seeking justice for those sinners. I'm only interested in uprooting the disgusting things I hate. No matter my actions benefit others, they will never thank me. But I've never thought humanity's gratitude. I only do what I want to do, and that's all I ever do. I mean, it makes sense.
She smiles fleetingly.
Disgusting things.
Ava only knows what exactly is going on when she gets the news from Lamia.
I always seem to make interference based on how you used to think as a child. That's me being arrogant.
Ava opens her eyes, deciding to do a sweep of the greenhouse just to be sure before leaving. Since the emergence of the noise, she is often pulled into her memories. The voices seem to be trying to evoke a certain emotion by blazing through her mind. Just as she is about to head to the greenhouse, she sees Cinderdick walking over, hugging the remains of the familiar mechanoid.
That's Gabriel's.
A question popped up in Alpha's mind. That girl has the ability to create edible creatures. Can she use that to revive Gabriel?
No, that's impossible.
Even if she forges a new body for him, there is no way Gabriel will return to a good as new. So why is Cinderlick recycling his head? Multiple possibilities flashed through Alpha's head, but none was plausible. In order to quell the uneasiness she is feeling, Alpha follows Synthetic.
Oh yeah, we are here. There's me, baby. There's the man of the honor. Stop her.
Just as Synthetic starts singing, Alpha hears a familiar voice on the other side of the door.
It's that commandant. The Grey Ravens are here too?
The Grey Ravens aren't currently the main target, so Alpha sees no need to clash with them. Instead, she flattens herself against the wall and hides distanced away in the shadows.
Well, now that you have a chance to ask and find out if the commandant knows what happened to Luna.
While pondering the noise suggestion, the surrounding area starts to shake violently and rocks are even falling from the ceiling.
An earthquake. No, it looks like the shaking is coming from the greenhouse. Could it be Synthetic?
She gazes in the direction of the greenhouse, remembering the behemoth sleeping above. Upon sensing its presence, Alpha's mind receives an encrypted message from Ascent. It's like a whisper in her ear, speaking a language that only she understands and making clear the future it will bring.
If it killed the Grey Ravens, things would go back the way they were before.
She wants to stop them, but she senses they might be stronger than she gives them credit for. While watching, she notices a dark figure emerging.
Von Gut.
He seems to have noticed something. Before stepping into the greenhouse, he looks back where Alpha is hiding.
That's crazy, Rick. I know you're there.
A brief moment of silence passes Alpha and steps out of the shadow and heads towards the greenhouse.
You wish to help them. I need those who know the truth to survive. Which truth? Whether it's about Von Gut or her frame, it'll be in my favor. The former will result in the human spear being pointed somewhere else, while the latter will rattle the Grey Ravens. What do you expect them to do? I need the seed that can break this deadlock. There needs to be uncertainty in this world for it to be investigated and interesting. Is that so?
Alpha follows the footsteps of the group and comes upon a wide platform outside. Von Gut's unique oppressive voice blooms in the platform.
Welcome. Everybody is probably worried about what my next step will be, right? To be honest, my purpose hasn't been clear all along, and that's to advance the filtering. As such, I welcome new blood. But even if I issue an invitation now, there will only be one answer. I'd love to tell you about all our aspirations and ideals so that you can understand the importance of the ascent and the filtering. But when you're in a group, it's easy to buy into the illusion that you have a fighting chance. No matter what I say at this moment, you won't listen, so...
Von Gut raises his index finger and thumb like a gun and takes aim at the group.
Bang.
As he makes that sound, rays of light almost invisibly to the naked eye fire from behind every group.
His control of his sense power is very precise.
Witnessing such an unexpected attack, Alpha refrains from getting involved for now and observes Von Gut's battle style.
Commandant!
Lucia senses a ray behind her but does not try to dodge it. Instead, she rushes towards you while blocking the attacks aimed at the others with her katana.
Oh, we're back to me now.
She's still so naive, but her senses have sharpened.
You may have remained unscathed under Lucia's protection, but she is now fast enough to block the final strike.
Lucia!
She staggers back, clutching her wound. Red vital fluid leaks from right behind her shoulder. The wound is deep, although the internal structure is undamaged. She raises her head and looks around, besides herself. Everyone has more or less taken some damage from this unexpected attack.
Wan Shi, I'll leave it to you.
The construct you call Wan Shi hovers over to Lucia's side.
It's okay, I can still fight. Do you want to turn off your pain module? There's no need to risk mind deviation with this only level of pain. You can try all you want, but I still have lots of tricks up my sleeve. I can keep this up until you decide to obey me. Are you going back on your agreement with Chrome? No, but I only agreed not to kill you. I didn't promise anything else. Didn't the Commandant over there let 2 files go as well? You mean Ray and Percy?
Von Gut gives a non-chemical smile.
It doesn't matter. I have no use for the weak. I won't even waste my time on them. But as for you...
Although she could continue watching from the sidelines, given her style of doing things, she will only be handing over tactical deployment to you.
An ignorant human, no less.
Alpha strides over to the group.
Now, this is when she makes her appearance. Crazy work. Oh, yeah, more backstory. Ooh, look at that shit. I think this is when I'm stuck in the rubble, too, so this shit sucks. But look at that face, bro. Look at their faces. They're like, ugh, disgust. There we go. Why are you helping?
Lucia quietly asks Alpha while keeping an eye on the agent out in front of her.
I don't owe you any answers. Pop and pee.
Alpha looks over as if she had something to say.
Okay, so we're not stuck in the rubble yet. Nice. Do you know where Luna went after the polyphage was eradicated? Man, come on. This question again? I don't. Really?
Alpha stares straight into your eyes if you're trying to see if you are lying.
Oh, so that's what she's looking at. She's looking at us.
The last thing you remember was a brilliant light emanating from the polyphage core, and the concentration of the punishing virus in this area suddenly skyrocketing. You were about to retreat with Lucio when the upper level collapsed. When you wake up, virus levels have plummeted, and someone has removed whatever was holding you down. And Hoxu was gone.
What am I telling her if I do? Let me look directly in your eyes.
After a brief moment of silence, she shifts her focus to Von Gut.
Oh, not going to talk anymore. Perhaps this human has more information to share. This piques my this piques my interest. Don't worry, I won't interrupt in your conversation.
Hearing this, Alpha snorts disdainfully.
As long as they're in the task force, they won't know the truth. But I've recovered my memory. And? What? Other than the memory, what else?
Lucio falls silent. Alpha's words piques her curiosity, but she is hesitant whether to keep on asking the questions for the agent in front of her. But when facing the enemy no one knows nothing about, rushing into combat is nothing short of a reckless act. To buy some time for Chrome in the greenhouse above, you try to drag it out.
Other than the memory, what else? Lucia didn't tell you. What are you talking about? Looks like all you did was find your memories. You don't know what really happened back then. What really happened? Weren't you ever curious about who told Ravenge that commandants should connect to Ascents? And which Ascendant he connected to?
Alpha deliberately accumulated every sensible of Ascent while keeping her eyes fixed on the agent before her.
Oh, was it his subordinate? No. Oh, not some dumb after all.
She hesitates slightly and then decides to ask a question that has been bugging her.
Have you heard of Project Winter? How do you know? Investigation.
Lucy is tight-lipped, offering nothing more than those 2 words.
I don't really know much about it. Only that it's research that relates to the Ascendants. Based on the intelligence I got, It might have started from the incident with Revenge. Any worsening of Pop and P's circumstances is likely to be connected to this plan. I say this because their men are looking for a commandant who could help them advance their plan. Alpha, why did you come to help? And why did you tell me this? I hate when people repeat the same mistakes, and I sure don't want to see myself doing it either. That's fair. That's a very different way of thinking than before. Huh? My way of thinking never changed. It's you who've changed. Don't you feel it, Lucia? You used to be completely ignorant, living blissfully in paradise, but now you're on the starting point. Just like they said back then.
Most people present have no idea what starting point means, but Lucia frowns upon hearing these words.
I don't want to see myself repeat the same mistakes. There should come a day when you step into the abyss, but don't do it because you were betrayed. If you're talking about what's happening to the Commandant, rest assured, I'll do everything in my power to stop it. That's just a single issue. Hatred doesn't build up overnight.
Alpha falls silent for a moment. She thinks of what Luna told her.
Lucia, I used to think of you only as a chess piece left over from a conspiracy, a piece of data that was previously deceived and had no reason to exist. That's why I've wanted to get rid of you since we've met. But at the same time, you've shown me new possibilities. You are no longer confused and weak as before. You're your own person, and have even thought, even though you are very similar to me, I'll no longer see you as unwanted data. Show me how long you can struggle for. I will never walk the same path as you. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. She doesn't. Basically, Alpha doesn't want. Alpha wants to see if Lucia can save the Commandant. That way, she doesn't become another Alpha. Oh, then do your best to flee from the clutches of the abyss before that day comes. And now.
Alpha steps forward, grabbing the hilt of her katana at the same time as Lucia grabs her. Together, they point their blades at Von Gut.
Aren't you going to tell her about the Arctic incident? Some words are more believable if they come from the mouth of another. Ah, makes sense. I'm bringing it on then.
The battle is forced to take place. Lasts 3 minutes. During this time, Von Gut unleashes a never-ending barrage of unexpected attacks. Practically everyone has sustained injuries, except Alpha, who is familiar with Von Gut. For some reason or another, the agent seems to have avoided fatally injuring the team. Like a cat toying with its prey, he takes joy in relentlessly striking them. But even Alpha is not able to really hit Von Gut, and all her attacks bounce off him.
His defenses are such a pain. Be a man and stop tootling. Combat involves defense as well. What are you trying? What right do you have to taunt me if you aren't even good enough to get close? And why are you always protecting that Commandant in the middle?
He takes leisurely steps in that direction.
Ah, so that's it. You're like a crystal pyramid. You unleash their strength, causing them to quickly fade. That's not what the Commandant does. Say what you like. I'm growing bored of this.
He puts his hand behind his back and a sardonic smile appears on his lips.
The captain who's changed his frame hasn't returned yet. Could he have been beaten or eaten by the hetero-alive mother? No way. I believe in him.
A ragged cry comes from the other side of the wall.
Ah, congratulations. Looks like you put your faith in the right person after all.
He slowly applauds them.
I'll hold my end of the bargain. You're free to leave. But there's something I have to do to erase any traces of vital information.
The lady's clenched fist turns to the grains of sand that slip through his fingers. When it falls onto the ground, the area's of punishing virus concentration quickly rises along with the earthquake.
The place is about to collapse. Retreat.
The team covers each other while making for the exit.
Get the commandant out of here.
A bond can be troublesome thing sometimes, can it not?
He smiles and raises his hand, and the surging punishing virus binds those trying to protect you. Just as the team moves to respond to Vonget's attack, a huge stone slab falls above him. There is a small gap, but it blocks the fragile human from moving.
Oh, yep, this is when I get hurt. All right. A plus voice acting coming in.
Commandant.
His attacks are home in on us. We can't even go over. They'll hit Commandant. Divert the attacks. Ah, good observation skills, but will that do you any good?
A thunderous crack comes from above, and the wall starts to collapse again.
Commandant.
Lucy leaps into the air, smashing one falling stone slab after another while using rocks to block the path from the lightning.
Over here.
Under Alpha's onslaught, cracks start to appear in Vonget's force field, but they quickly close up. Lucius swoops down to assist, and their successive attacks finally breach the impenetrable light screen by tearing apart before it can be repaired.
Oh, interesting. How interesting it is to see you struggle. If you want to save that Commandant, come at me, all of you.
You just want us to stay and continue fighting.
If you're worried about the collapsing arena, I don't mind moving our battle somewhere safe.
Then let's go.
The fury in Kama's voice gets everyone to evacuate the area. But just as Lucy is about to raise her katana once more, Von Gut snaps his finger at Alpha.
But before we begin, I have to remove the outsider.
Instantly, Myra noises into it, Alpha's mind.
Look where you stand, Alpha.
Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. You don't get to hear my voice acting then. On myself. Let's do this. Ooh, one. So it's interesting to know that Alpha kind of came to our rescue, asked about Luna, since, you know, that was kind of like her main goal, even though she really didn't want to. And then talking to Luna about, oh, what the fuck? About, you know, make sure you choose the right path and don't let the abyss get to you and don't turn into her again. Holy shit, I'm getting fucked. Eliminated all illusions. Oh, I finally get the. Hiya! Nice. Talking about trying not to become her, and then at the same time, not wanting to. Hold on. Not trying to fall. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what all is happening. Trying not to fall into the abyss. Turn into Alpha and save the Commandant. She wants them to see what that will entail. Yeah. Nice. The mind is cracked. Oh shit. Oh yeah, should just force her way out. Yoing, 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 yoing. Speed blitz. I'll just keep fucking pressing this shit. Easy money. Windblade. Yeah. But it's also cool to see that Vonga actually sees her as a threat, which is why he wanted to get her out of the way first. Since she's technically the only one that can really hit his defenses.
The flames of the abyss will end it all. Had enough of my power?
All right, here we go. The multitude of noises disappear, and Alpha opens her eyes, while the surrounding area shakes violently. Just as she's expected, a dark figure is standing a distance away, effortlessly doing battle.
Von Gott.
Ah, not bad. My respect for you is growing. Compared to these unscreened seeds, I'm more interested in those who have the qualifications to become an agent. Agent? Alpha, could it be? I have no interest in that. Ah, such a pity.
With a simple flick of his left hand in the direction, the invisible force surges like a wave against the group. Alpha unleashes her katana and charges before slicing the invisible thread into two. The blade beam continues towards Von Gut, but are simply stymied by the force field.
Can he not see? Or is it simply a fighter's intuition of danger?
Her attack has torn the wave apart and reversed its trajectory, leaving the ground charred. Von Gut ambles towards Alpha, and the red punishing virus current flows and gathers around him. Alpha sees her strength quickly being snapped or sapped.
Never thought you'd stoop such as despicable methods.
Alpha scrawls, continuously swinging her katana to block the projectiles coming from all directions before sheathing to charge it. Just as she draws the blade and attempts to stab Von Gut at lightning speed, he catches it, holding it firmly in his hand.
That's crazy work. That's... You caught the blade with your bare hands.
But on closer inspection, there's a tiny gap between the blade and his hand.
No, it's just another use of the force field. Ah, good analysis.
This time, he unleashes the lightning in close proximity.
Watch out! Defensive formation! Will that really help?
The red beam explodes while the group's last-minute defense formation was able to temporarily hold off its attack. The blast causes the floor beneath the feet to collapse. The four plummet to a low area where they heard a gentle sigh from a woman nearby. You are... Finding her balance, Alpha looks in the direction of the voice and sees a woman who introduced herself as the Merciful One standing in front of him. Von Gut also senses her presence and stops his attack.
Now! Go!
The three beat a hasty retreat in the chaos and make their way for where Pop and P was.
Merciful One, why are you still here? My apologies. I was drawn to the mother in the greenhouse. So I thought I'd stay and watch as she grows.
Von Gut looks at the Merciful One in a rare bout of silence.
There's no need to remain here.
Taking advantage of Von Gut's inaction, Alpha makes for the exit. Von Gut sees Alpha leaving and does not try to stop her. The guest in front of him is the one that requires his full attention.
Interesting.
Leaving the collapsed sewers, Alpha returns to the ruins. She leaves the name tag she picked up while escaping near the transport craft, then turns and leaves the scorched earth behind. Once the dust and smoke from the explosion have settled, the tranquil silence returns to the area. The girl sweeps the shattered debris in the embers and dances through the craters of the devastated land. The dust will one day heal the wounds of the earth, and life will begin anew. The transport craft carrying the Grey Ravens disappears into the sky. In the flow of setting sun, a motorcycle speeds past the refugee camp and off into the horizon. Night is approaching, but never once does she look up at the sky.
Huh.
Oh yeah, we did it.
Chapter 14 is complete. We are now on Inscription of Labyrinth. That's chapter. And then we can move finally on to the other chapters. Alright, let's do it. I don't want to see that yet. Not yet. Boom. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is all 15, all chapter 15 levels. Good to know. All right. We're going straight into this shit. No, nothing on it. Extra story. All right. Description of Labyrinth. Oh, man. Oh, so much prep work before we get into it. But I gotta pee really quick before we get started on this. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, chat. Let me edit the title really quick. But I guys hope you guys are having fun with the stream so far. I'm having a fun time with it. It's very intriguing to know all these new players on the board. And hold on. RIPT Island. That's not how you spell it. There we go. Done. Boom. Perfect. It's interesting to see that new players are being on the board now. We don't know who this merciful one is yet. Clearly, she's a threat or opposed of Aura because goddamn, she even made everyone freeze up. And then Alpha's still looking for Luna. We're on our next expedition with something. We're hurt. I know that much. It'll be interesting to see what the Inscription of Labyrinth has to tell for us. So it's very, all the pieces are coming together very slowly. So all right, let's get this done. Inscription of Labyrinth. 18. So this doesn't look like, I don't know. This might be a short chapter. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. So here we go. I wonder who we're going to be playing. Here we go. 5-1, The Forgotten Children. This is Babylonia, not the Research Institute of Chrono. There are no unexpected menace or experiments on her path that would put her on a leash. There we go.
On the surface outside of the development zone of City 75, during the emergency evacuation from Operation Red Tide, a wave of golden yellow dust whirls in the air on the barren desert, following immediately by deafening rock music and bursts of angry shouts. A founding truck tilted is streaking toward an S-shaped path, with only two of its wheels speedily maintaining physical defying balance. A feat that would have Archimedes risen from his grave and clapped.
Whoa. Who taught you how to drive like this? Nobody. Who in the hell let you... Who the hell let an idiot... Oh, wait, Vera. Okay. So we're Vera. Interesting. Enough. The two of you. Oh, Cat, please. Don't unsheath your sword in the car. It's dangerous. What's more dangerous than what you're doing? Step on the brake now. That's what I've been doing. That's the gas pedal, not the brakes. All of you out.
The door on the side of the air is slammed open as a red-haired female construct jumps out, her arms bracing her head, and she rolls and lands deftly onto the ground. Immediately afterward, one of the car windows is cranked down and hops out the cobot, following a white figure who lays softly next to it.
Okay, so this is interesting.
Roger.
What are you guys?
Before he can finish, the ear-piercing sound of grinding overwhelms his voice and the car finally stops, crashing onto a rock. An unpleasant whine can be heard from underneath the hood, and black smoke rises with a poof. A few moments later, a barely intact door opens up, and a figure appears amidst the black smoke. A masculine male construct walks out and coughs, his hand waving, trying to clear the smoke away.
Oh, so this is all service. Okay.
The construct looks down at the door handle, and his hand in the broken car door is still attached to the other end. He shrugs and throws the door aside. Looking back up, he finds the blinding flashes of a blade before him, and he raises his hands in panic.
Oh, come on, Vera. I wasn't even the one driving. Let's talk about this, yeah? Put the sword away, man. You know how much trouble it is gonna fix up my frame. Noctis played the music too loud. It distracted me from driving. Do you think we're heading to Woodstock? We're on a mission here. Keep your stupid in check because you're testing my limits. How can evacuation count as a mission? I'm the captain here. I decide what counts as one. Who do you think you are? But 21 is the reason we crashed. I'm the one time we got assigned a folding truck. Noctis is shifting blame. Did you forget that you were an idiot who forced 21 to drive?
Vera teases him and she withdraws her blade.
21, report the crash and note that it was Noctis' fault. We're not far from our destination now, so collect yourself and start walking. Hey! Copy.
Number 21 opens her terminal and walks toward the nasty crash site, and she brings up the comms. The chunky red-haired construct sits on a rock, his hands pulling his hair.
Why do we have to evacuate so suddenly? Aren't the strike birds on terrible danger? Are the higher-ups overestimating us? The Strike Hawk. It's Strike Hawk, you fool. And we're retreating for no reason. Our mission directly got cleared, and all of our jobs got assigned to these copycats in Hellhound. I bet the captain must be so goddamn thrilled right now, breakdancing in the war room. I'm gonna go tear his throat out the next time I catch that guy. I don't care what you do in your spare time, but do as I say when we're out on a mission. Is that understood? Aren't you mad, Vera? Don't you hate getting your stuff taken right underneath your nose? What is there to be mad about? If it's a job that those idiots can do, then it's something that's worth my time to begin with.
Vera narrows his eyes, Narrows her eyes and stays silent for a moment after saying that.
Lass, this might be the calm before the storm. Storm? Is it going to rain? The sun's still out from what I can tell. Shush.
Vera stops Noctis from baffling. There seems to be an incoming call as Vera stood up, her fingers tapping her ear. Her flaming red hair flows in the wind, hiding her expression.
Nikolai, I see you. Well, Cerebus.
The tired figure in the support force uniform began to look up from them, pointing into the transport craft to the side.
That one. The crashed vehicle you reported will be recycled after the battle. Just get going for now.
It seems that the support force members in the back are also exhausted from the intense battles on the front line.
Seriously? We're the only squad that's retreating? We're just following orders. Hurry up as possible. We're short on transportation, and we still have to pick up a bunch of squads who are finishing their operations. Enough, Noctis. Survival of the fittest, is that so?
No one knows who Vera is talking to. If anything, she appears to be talking to herself. Number 21, however, seems to have noticed something and looks up.
Hey, what's that? Are you saying I'm not fit?
Vera gives number 21 a look as Noctis protests in the background. Without a word, she steps into the transport craft heading back to Babylonia. Survival of the fittest. Number 21 recognizes the phrase, the winners live and the losers die. Her captain has once used to describe the place, somewhere they had both stayed before. The scent that Vera was just given off. Number 21 can smell danger. Was that a hint? Or was it just a random thing her captain said? Colonel. A name that number 21 no longer associates with. After getting transferred away, she is no longer heard and spoken in Babylonia. All traces of Colonel have just vanished from her life entirely. Not entirely, perhaps. Number 21 follows Vera and enters the transport craft without a word. Inside Colin's office. A few days after the emergency evacuation from Operation Red Tide.
Whoa! Who the hell is that? Whoa, well. Who's that? Clearly someone up higher up. And I'm doing this time because... seriously, do you know how many favors I've asked to trade in order to get authority to employ the squad and their commandant? The Parliament doesn't want to make a fuss in the front of the public. A chief commandant getting taken by an unknown force. It's a slap in the face, and a risk posing to the public. Frankly, I'm not interested in playing house with those Parliament folks, and now is not the best time to stand in front of the limelight. Therefore, you and the whole shtick, they're mispopular. Better you do it on a standing time of Colonel.
The sweet-looking woman before Colin smiles and fixes her hair.
I understand. My resume is clean on the surface at the very least. Clean my ass. My resume is no good apart from tricking those naive babies away. Whatever, intentionally revealing the flaws of them might even get wary instead. Anyhow, you're asking me to face the operation, is that it? On the surface, sure, but you know your actual job description is going to be much longer. Ever since what happened, I've been studying what's happening in the Commandant. Memory replays to be a corrupted mind beacon, and data suggests that the condition may be actively controlled. Which means it could happen again as long as the Commandant exists. I'm surely that the little Blaine must be hiding even more secrets. I have a hunch, a stronger hunch that the Commandant is what I'm looking for. You're sure that you can find what you want in the Commandant's brain? Of course not. My hypothesis is baseless. Even if we only act with absolute certainty, humans will be nose-picking monkeys and long extinct. Everything beautiful is true and accidental. Humans don't evolve from monkeys. It's apes, if anything.
Oh, thank you for your correction, Rebecca. Of course, I know that. Oh, so it's Rebecca. I've got two pieces of the puzzle now. A corrupted mind begin with entering the ascendant's mind, and the memory replays from its chain reactions. What an accident! Will the persons match? Will the pieces match? What will the pattern they make? Collins, finding a commandant that can resist the mind corruption and catching an ascendant. We've successfully taken our first step into the new era of R&D. The first and most important step. Collins, sir, please be careful. Huh? I'm certain that the things you said involved top colonel secrets, and I'm sure it was an accident that you revealed them. I'll pretend I haven't heard anything of them. Don't worry. No, you don't have to worry. This place isn't bugged or anything. You're a high-ranking colonel officer, and I'm just the middleman between you and the parliament, who doesn't benefit from all. I don't want my position altered unknowingly.
Having gotten disrupted by her strong and unwavering words, Collins does not appear to be displeased. Instead, he laughs.
Whatever. If you betrayed us, you'd have done it by now. Likewise, you wouldn't be here if Colonel wanted you gone. I've decided to tell you the truth. If it means that, at the very least, I trust you. Why doesn't it sound more like a threat? Fine, leave it to me. I don't want to run away from my mission for the higher-ups. Haha, that's the attitude. I picked you precisely because of that confidence. I look forward to your work. Let's scour every last inch of the Commandant's brain for all the secrets hidden inside. Sir, all right. I've made myself pretty clear. Clear enough. Go, Rebecca. I'm excited to see you shine. Oh, don't exaggerate. Have you sent the brief from my terminal? Which task force am I getting?
Collins crosses his arm in front of his chest and gives Rebecca a gaze.
You'll find out soon enough. I handpicked them after all. It's our best card in the game. You're most definitely going to love them.
World Government Operation Logistics Center, meanwhile. There is no noise except for quiet whispers and keyboards clicking. Advisors and sergeants walk between terminals, holomaps, and battle simulations. Infinite intel, analysis, and estimations go through this place every day, processed by the brains here and before turning into orders and reports on different task force and those in charge.
Wow, excuse me.
On the different task force on those in charge of the conservation areas. The same thing is happening today.
Operation Command Clearance XX001A assigned to service. Service? We have a team called Syllabus. Mission for service is usually derived by the chief commander. Though direct channels. I've honestly no idea what's going on. Oh, I see. But the recent mission logs have been cleared, and the operation status is unmarked. Transferred. It can't be. Don't ask about things you shouldn't know. Even I know that they're related to the experimental remote connections. I've never seen them coming up. If they're getting assigned to do us instead. Anyway, if the operation is assigned to us, then it's our job. Give me the status of service. 1 sec.
The advisor traps on the keyboard in front of the terminal. His fingers jump between keys as rows of search results are listed on the holo screen.
Service. Standing by the base. Move to the mission directly to your assignment terminal at the forward operation base. Set the priority to the highest. Copy. Good. That's the easiest part of the day sorted. The easiest part?
The operation leader takes out a black folder hidden in his coat. The cover marked with clearance Omega 7.
Get me to deployment officer with a high clearance and 2 logistics officers. We'll find a field commander from the task force.
His order is quickly issued when within moments, the operation leader and chief advisor are joined by people in different uniforms, all ready and prepared.
Deployment officer, you're going to distribute the unit supplies to mention in a reasonable fashion among the usual mission assigned sequence. I don't want anyone outside those here to notice anything. Roger. Logistics. You're going to figure out the procedures, sculpting equipment, and non-lethal weapons. You're the logistic pipeline for training needs. All I ask is the task force to give you details later. Sir, may I ask, what operation is this exactly? We're targeting a biosignal, confirming the target's exact coordinates and maintaining observation. If possible, watch out for the possible resistance, but control the impact. It's a direct order from the higher list. The operation leader.
Ooh, the operation leader waves his black photo in the field, Commander.
Who's biosignal? Puppet P. The commandant of Grey Raven in Babylonia. The target of deployment? It's the exact same commandant. You can read up on the details yourself. Damn, so they have a hit on us?
The operation leader throws the photo in Commander's arms. Parliament Square, Babylonia. Today is the first day Cerberus is assigned a mission since they've been evacuated from supporting Strikehawk and remained on standby. As their captain, Vera, also confirmed mission details 2 hours ago, Noctis, having been breakdancing in their laundry room and picking on Hellhound, is also off to upgrade his gears enthusiastically.
21, meet us in the war rooms in 10 minutes.
Meanwhile, number 21 is heading into the war room by herself. The articulal sun is eaten and warm today. Dust swirls and floods in the sunlight. Number 21 has observed a great many things. Ants walking in dirt, patterns on leaves, fine furs on animals. But this is the first time she noticed dust in the light. She holds up her hand and the ray lights. The ray of slightly blinding light shining through the gaps between her fingers, tingling. She cannot catch them, but she can feel their heat. This is the first time she has experienced this. Sunlight, the dust, birds, humans.
Whoa, damn, okay. Wasn't expecting this. Not bad.
A few human figure walks past her from behind. Their gloomy, oppressive presence sticks out like a dark cloud under the sun. Her anistic sensitivity makes her turn her head. She can smell the human scents clearly, and how they differ from the way of other humans usually smell. She catches hints of fragrance from their soap, from their food, scents that reassure her and comfort her. But number 21 also notices the pills, the chains, and the oil used to polish firearms. They remind her of the research institute where she stayed, as well as that place. They all signify danger, unknown in darkness. Among the black-clad figures, the human in the long-sleeve windbreaker seems to notice 21's intuitive gaze, looking at they meet.
Oh, is that us right there? Is that us?
Number 21's eyes wide open, showing no intention to avoid the human stare. The sense of danger does not come from the human, but from the black-clad figures around. With one look, number 21 recognizes the tense figures in black have weapons hidden among their briefcases. The sense of familiarity further grabs a hold of her, digging up the word Kurano from her repressed memories. She remembers her last mission months ago, and how the scent of Kurano has been lingering in her mind. Does this human know of the danger, or perhaps the human is their leader? With their almost animalistic instinct, number 21 quickly makes multiple assessments of the situation, only to have them rebutted by more questions. The human looks away after a quiet glance. That one glance has number 21 relax, her alerted tense body. Whatever danger there is, the human has shown no fear. She could tell from those eyes that things are under control. This is Babylonia. Not the research institute in Kurno. There is no unexpected menaces or experiments on her path that would put her on a leash.
21, You done spacing out?
Number 21 retracts her gaze. The sense of security is back.
Yes, Capt.
She replies in her comms. Her body is alerted by the uncertainty, but she is no longer afraid nor lost the way she was. Whatever lies ahead, number 21 does not run away. She confronts them.
Number 21 is ready, awaiting orders.
I wonder if that was us. I want to say that was us. Okay, we are now on 5-2 Sapura. Welcome home.
There is only silence, occasionally chirping from the birds that can be heard, disrupting the monotonous quietness as if the sharp beak piercing the veil of the night sky. With a sudden explosive smash, the vinyl metal door in the front falls to the ground. Specks of metal or broken leaves scattered in the air. Amidst the dusty aftermath, a pair of legs step onto the dry, fallen leaves on the floor, the barren land crackling under the weight.
The target location is 61 kilometers ahead of us.
Another set of leg enters, startling the moth resting on the traffic sign. The sky is still dark. The waning moon tries its best to illuminate the area with its silver of light. The path ahead is completely shrouded. With the presence of the unexpected guest, the only living thing in the sight flaps its wings and flies above the rusty metal fence, heading for the sky. Almost all lives have departed this place. Only darkness awaits ahead, where no light can come through. The silhouettes of the two constructs like phantoms under the dim moonlight.
What the hell are you two doing?
Breaking the silence, Vera closes the hollow projector on her terminal and turns to face her two teammates nearby.
It's a door. Why don't you just open it?
Of course I could. I didn't notice.
Set up the gear and prepare for work. Roger.
The constructs begin to take out their node devices used for enhancing remote connection from the crates they have been carrying.
Do we really have to use this now? I've never seen this thing before.
Who knows what the big brass are thinking this time? You guys get on with this. I'll scan the terrain first. I confirmed the details of this location earlier. This place was a small town abandoned during the late Golden Age. Seemingly the regular residential area. There isn't much else to use in this database. They're pretty common during the tail end of the Golden Age. The punishing virus concentration here is also normal. What is our objective this time, 21? Cap, we're supposed to investigate the abnormal mind fluctuation detected in the area.
So, you didn't even notice what we were here for?
Of course I do. Of course I do. After what happened, calling us back from the red tide infested sewer and all of a sudden, then having us benched in this base for so long, someone has been planning something.
You mean passing our task to Hellhound was meant to prepare us for what comes next?
Guess you can put it that way.
But this is a scouting mission. I hate scouting.
Use that thing in your head you call a brain. We're probably going after the Ascendant here.
An Ascendant? Which Ascendant?
Luna. Based on what we've been revealed from the frontline reports, that female Ascendant leader has been missing since she was heavily wounded, hasn't she? She's probably an Ascendant on the top brass wants the most, but why us?
Okay, I see. They want us to catch a lone Ascendant.
Unfortunately, I don't think you see shit.
Vera ignores Noctis' protests and instead keeps her sight ahead of her, on the small town bathed in the soft glow of the moon.
Oh, whatever. I'm sure something fun is waiting in here, and I'll blow them up one by one.
Cap, the nodes are running.
So are mine.
Alright, let's report in first. They'll give us the exact coordinates later.
So, we just sit here and wait?
Of course not. Noctis, weed the area within a 1 kilometer radius.
For what?
Because you're loud, and on top of being dumb as hell, we're obviously waiting for our commandant to connect with us. What else do you think we've been sitting up the nodes for? Ice cream?
Ah, that trash orb of yours isn't doing anything for now. Fight me.
Buddy refuses.
Don't refuse while hopping onto my head. I won't hold back. Vero represses her desire to leave without her team. An inexplicable easiness has slowly been brewing inside her ever since she arrived.
Late, huh? Not quite your style, Murray.
Black, oppressive blackness. Before you is a piece of blast-resistant glass, your image clearly reflected on it. Your reflections, in fact, are all around you. Your only link to the outside world is a small window, though 10 square centimeters in size, which you can open. On the other side is a glass, the agents in black suits.
Okay, so it was us.
Their hairstyles and faces indistinguishable to you. They look like clones to you. They look like clones if you do not pay attention. None of them bother to look at you.
Excuse me.
Out of the corner beyond the glass slides forward another one of those black-clad men in his chair. He spins around with a kick to the face. Wait, with a kick to the face.
Wait, huh?
He spins around with a kick to the face you. Oh, with a kick to face you before giving you a glance.
My apologies. It's not time for questions yet. If you could just wait.
After that, he looks down and continues reading his incredibly stacked reports again. Dismissed, you close your eyes once more. Perhaps the exhaustion and stress have begun to numb your senses. If others peek at you now, all they can see is an expression of emptiness and nothing else. You do not know if those reports are related to you or not. Or if they are all about you. At the top of your head, you do not reckon that you have done enough as a commandant to fill the file that thick.
Looks like they're well prepared. I just hope Grey Raven expensive for it aren't in there.
As your consciousness drifts in and out, random thoughts keep popping in your mind. Flashes back a few hours ago.
Oh, so this is when we see 21 then. Are you Poppin' P, the Grey Raven Commandant? I am.
2 humans in black suits stand before you, their name tags in front of their chests saying John Doe. The twins-looking visitors speak coldly and distantly, the sunglasses on their face even though being indoors.
We're from the Special Forces. We need your assistance in investigating an emergency. Please come with us. Special Agent John Doe. We're hoping you can help us with some recent complications. Here is the application. An approval letter for temporary transfer. Everything is done through proper channels. Questions?
There is no inspection report or arrest warrant. The men before you have only handed you a digital transfer note, and you skim through the crammed lines, and you notice signature at the end. Hudson's signature. You have been resting in the infirmary for a while after being heavily wounded during the operation clearing the red tide infested sewer.
So this is okay. So this is after. Okay. I see now.
Lucian and the rest have come and visited, but you were sleeping most of the time. By the time you recovered enough to move, you have not seen any of them since. The truth is plain as day. You have not stopped monitoring you, and you are still under control.
Our time is short, even if I had to spend some effort to talk to you like this in private. Let's cut to the chase. Do you know who has been watching you from the dark? I'm gonna assume Kurno. That's right. Of course you figured it out. But the Parliament isn't happy about that. I mentioned that if Kurno get their hands on you and had their things their way, we'd no longer be in control. But if we are forced to let you carry out what they've planned, we'll just have to include that in our plans as well. I'll not allow Kurno to treat a Babylonian commandant this way. We have to find a junction during the clashes with these sharks to get you back in the right track.
This will be our first junction, as well as our first step to strike back.
Okay, Hazen. What exactly are we going to do?
You'll find out soon enough. We're all in the current now. It's no longer up to us if we go with the flow. But you have my word, Poppin' B. You'll likely be involved in the operation soon. They say to look for Descendant Luna's whereabouts, but I accept. That quickly, huh? I thought you'd want some time to think.
The time alone in the interrogation room was long enough for me to think enough.
Grey Raven Commandant, I still believe you are unwavering.
I'm just like that.
Even though my words can hardly account for anything given your situation, but I hope you're doing the same. Believe in us. We'll do our best to guarantee your safety. The team assigned to you this time is the only one you can trust the most. Even if it took us some effort to get their commandant to go along, that guy is sharp.
I see.
Poppin' B, if I may, aren't you afraid?
A little bit, but I'm never afraid like that. Because I know I'm never alone.
I see, Poppin' B. I've got 5 minutes left. Maybe I can get you to meet your team one more time. What do you think?
Lucia, Liv, and Lee faces flash before your head. How will they look, and what will they say when you find out that you have to carry a mission they cannot know without a team? Wait, they cannot carry about with a team other than them. You can picture it vividly, having been their commandant for so long.
That's not necessary, Hazen.
What they need to hear from you is news that they will stop them from worrying once and for all, not another notification that starts a new cycle of agony.
Are you sure?
I'll save that for when I can go home, for real.
And you will try your damnedest to bring them that good news.
Right. Sit here, or she's here. Oh shit, it's horror.
The voice pulls you back to the present, and as the black-clad man steps away, a human woman steps up in the shadow. She carries with her a charming smile as she watches you. There is no invasiveness in her eyes, just curiosity. And you meet her gaze without fear.
Oh yeah, we built like that. We ain't fucking afraid of no one. We look up to everybody. Looks kind of blunt, if anything. Poor thing must have been numbed out by all the interrogations and monitoring.
She sits down elegantly as she looks on. Her posture is relaxed, as if she is sitting by the bar holding a cocktail glass instead of a folder. She is a jazz band breaking into the jail cell.
I can see that.
She carries with her a sense of danger, even though your instinct tells you she is not trustworthy. You cannot help but want to hear what she has to say.
Poppin' P, is it?
Her fingers tap on the folder with a rhythm as she rests her head on her hands and looks at you.
Whoa! All right now, let me lock in. Nice to meet your acquaintance. Please call me Rebecca. I heard about you a long time ago, but this is the first time I see you in the flesh. Do you know why you're here? I do. That saves me the trouble explaining. I'm not here to find out how she and you are related. Referring to Luna.
She speaks in refreshing frankness with no regard of who she is, nor beating around the bush like those staff trying to interrogate you in the past. She holds more power, her agenda more clear. That isn't good. You are sick of the pleasantries repeated time and time again.
We both have something we want. It's pointless for us to keep fighting, so why don't we both take a step back and focus on our shared goal? Do we have a shared goal? Undeniably, we have to work together for now. As long as you understands my terms for cooperating. No. Haven't avoid my gaze. Relax with guts to bite back. Oh yeah, baby, we like that. Despite all the interrogation, confinement, and being unfamiliar, enclosed chamber now, surrounded by fully armed Colonel agents. This Commandant doesn't care about what Colonel can do. Or perhaps there's something else that this human cares more about right now. Alright, you've made your stance clear. I'll keep this point-blank act and be honest with you. Me, I don't give a damn about the details of the truth of your encounter with the Ascendant. That could stay with your little secret. Meanwhile, we hope you can offer a hand base to this established facts. Good to hear. We've detected mine activity that matches Luna at an area on the surface. All you have to do is stay here and connect with our squad on the ground remotely, monitoring and commanding their search. What do you say? All right. I see. Good. I'm glad we've come to an understanding.
She does not sound glad at all.
No shit! The squad is ready to remote connection. They can start any moment now. Can I ask Rebecca, which team is it? You'll find out.
The woman raises her hand, and then the male voice appears in the comms in your ears.
Beginning remote connection adjustment. System running. Scanning data.
You cannot tell your expression from your reflection on the glass. You forgot when the last time you looked into a mirror was.
Initializing data. Upload the simulated mind beacon as Commandant Pop and P.
You wonder how Liv and Lee and Lucia, how are they doing?
Initialization complete. Please put on the device.
You take a deep breath and wear the remote connection device before you on your head.
Alright, let's do this. Establishing remote connection. Synchronizing rate rising.
Then your mind falls into the current. Every time you connect remotely, your mind would leave your body, leaving an indescribable blankness, as if someone hit a pause on your central nervous system and cerebral cortex. Your perception of time slows and dulls. Still, you have a feeling that the blankness this time is longer than it has ever been. Sound, scent, touch. All of your senses leave you, save the low, humming pain all over the body. You have no idea how much time has passed when your mind starts running again. Your heart aches as the sound of the heartbeat fills your ears. Unlike the remote connection you had with Kamu, this one feels more intense. The device you are using this time is more integrate, after all, compared with the portable one Asmo prepared for you. Looking at a heavy case for the explosive, it speaks to the length Colonel has gone to. Eventually, a dim light shines through the darkness before quickly disappearing. Your mind beacon is falling with an incredible speed, looking for an exit. Soon, it finds a slightly familiar mind signal, and two more you do not recognize. A blank cube hovers over the field of view, and visually scratches appear inside. An overgrown path lies before you as your hazy vision shakes and sways. You find two constructs you do not know standing on the other side. The female construct is frowning slightly. A small laser cannon hovers by her side. Also on her stand, a strange, orb-shaped robot, its arms wavering. Next to her stands a tall, red construct, one of his hands scratching on the back of his head, seemingly confused by the unknown connection.
Unfamiliar. It's not our Commandant? It's not him.
The construct syncing with you is none other than Vera, the team Hazen said you could trust the most. Is Cerebus?
Weren't we informed that someone as important as switching our Commandant? Perhaps they transferred Murray to Hellhounds. They're much better than you two, after all.
Vera has quickly regained her composure as well as her sarcasm.
What? No, I won't allow that. You're screwing with me, aren't you?
That's an improvement. At least you understand irony now. All right, let's stop complaining. We have the Grey Raven Commandant with us. I don't like it. A mission is a mission, 21, and if anyone here doesn't like it, I'm sure as hell as me. Fine. Understood. Hello? Hi. I'm the Grey Raven Commandant. I'll be working with you on this mission.
Hi, Grey Raven Commandant.
Alright, I'm still first in command. So my words are your orders. After me, it's Grey Ribbon Commandant. Have you met? No. We've been in 2 operations that the Grey Ribbon Commandant was involved, but neither 21 nor I were on the field, so this is the first time we connect with this Commandant.
Number 21 does not speak. The little robot, on the other hand, starts rotating around her.
The big, dumb one is Noctis. He climbs. The small one is number 21. She blows up the tree. Noctis is climbing. Now that we're all introduced, let's confirm our assignment again. I hope you aren't coming empty-handed, Commandant. What the hell kind of introduction is this? Right. Let me reinstate the mission brief.
The higher-ups have detected mine activity that matches Luna in this area. Your mission is to investigate the signal and search for the possible whereabouts.
I knew it. Oh, I knew it's got something to do with the Ascendant you're involved. You're actually an Ascendant radar, aren't you? Just humor the Commandant's order when I'm not talking. I'm kidding. Can't have you two going off the rails.
Of course. I'm very friendly. Number 21 still has not spoken. She takes a look at you before walking ahead.
Hey, 21, wait.
Noctis chases behind her and finds a traffic sign covered in dust lying horizontally before them, blocking their way. Welcome home, says the sign. A small line, handwritten next to it, reads, P.S. Call Sheriff Braun if needed. The number is sketched off. A giant arrow is painted on the right, pointing at a mailbox next to the sign. Noctis steps forward and opens the mailbox. He coughs from the raised dust, picking up the sheet of paper from within, raising it higher after taking a glance.
I found something. A map of the town? Whoa, what's my reward?
I don't need it.
Having expressed a displeasure to number 21 ignoring him, Noctis folds the map in half, fuming, putting it inside his pocket.
How are you feeling, Commandant?
Vera, standing at the back of the team, addresses you with the question in the conversation only the two of you can hear.
Gotten invited to help, haven't you? I more or less figured it out, but sensing your helpless frustration, this doesn't put a smile on my face. Don't worry, Papa B. I'll take good care of you. Thanks? You're welcome. After all, you're going to be my only source of fun for a while. Let's go, Papa B, our temporary commandant.
Crows began to call out in the forest at dawn. The last bit of moonlight has disappeared, replaced by the rising sun. The sun is up.
Huh. So it's interesting now that we're back at the base after the Red Tide Sewer. So this is after chapter 14. And then knowing that Kuruno is after us, watching us, and that we're basically the temporary commandant for Cerebus because we know Luna or a similar Luna radar is here. And we don't know what happened to Murray. We're assuming he's with Hellhound or somewhere else, for all that matters. And that we are basically doing this mission to help confirm if we can connect with the Ascendant. But Kuruno wants to really see if that's the case. It'll be interesting, this story, and knowing that we're back at a place that I have a feeling that number 21 has known or knows of. Yeah, it'll be very interesting how this plays out, this chapter. But I think we're gonna stop here. We're at a good stopping point. You know, we just arrived. We just greeted the new team. We're going into this new place that we don't know about, and like, boom, right then and there. So it's like it's a good spot. It's a good stopping point. So let's see. We're 5% done, but only 17% done on the normal chapter. So that's not bad. That's not terrible. So I think on that note, Thursday will be basically all of Inscription of Labyrinth. We're just going to be hammering through that shit. I'm hoping to at least leave a big mark on the normal story. If we can get at least maybe 50% or more than that, that'd be ideal. That would be swell. That way, at that point, Saturday stream can be finishing up Inscription of Labyrinth, finishing the hidden story, and then immediately getting to chapter 15. Because I think after chapter 15, like once we get to chapter 15, it's just there's no more hidden stories, no more all of that. We just immediately go straight from the next chapter to the next chapter to the next chapter. And I think we're still far behind. We're like 15 chapters behind. So we still got plenty of story, narration, gameplay to do on top of any of the events that are happening right now. I think the idea is once I'm all caught up with the story wise, then I'll start switching over to like the little events that are going on, and like the I can't say it. Like the event records, we can go over the event records. We can do all of that since it's like us and team. And then after that, we can just work towards finishing up some other things like the floating records. I know that we have to do all of that for floating records still. And I know those won't come into play till like later into the chapters, like chapter 17, I think. So it'll be interesting. We still got a lot of stuff that we can do, and I'm excited for that. So like I said, I'm here for the long haul. And with the synchronization update too, it'll be very interesting as well. I'm wondering what you guys' thoughts on that as well. I don't mind. Next patch is gonna be rough if it's assuming what I think it's gonna be. It'll be rough, but we'll make it work. But yeah, that's all I really have for you guys. I don't want to keep on rambling because I've already been yapping for a while. So don't forget, Thursday, 6 o'clock in the morning, will be continuing the Labyrinth of Exploration, hammering that out. Saturday, we'll probably be finishing up that. And then that Tuesday next week, we'll be starting chapter 15. So that's the move. That's the plan. This will also be going up on YouTube to people who do miss it or want to watch the replay of everything that's happened. I'm going to get uploaded on that for YouTube, so that way that's good to go. And I also am planning to do like a weekly highlights for everything. That'll go on YouTube, like what's all happening in these past streams for this past week. I know I need to get that going. So yeah. But anywho, I hope you guys have a good morning. I hope you guys have a good night, a good afternoon, wherever you are. You guys take it easy on this lovely Tuesday. And I will see you guys bright and early on Thursday. All right? You guys take care. Goodbye.